G'day footy fans and welcome to Prince Alfred College. For over 150 years this school and St Peter's have educated some of our greatest South Australians. And on this field their annual intercol is legendary. Today it's the old scholars' turn to revive that rivalry and play here one more time. But who will be the teacher and who will be taught a football lesson? A huge day ahead. My name's Phil Herden. I'll be joined by Sean Jacko Jackson in the call and Craig Lambo Lambert on the boundary. We hope to give you all the action on and off the field, including interviews with our coaches, both coaches pre-game. It's going to be a huge day. It's all brought to us by the Banner Crew, Sip and Save, Wakefield Sports Clinic, Police Credit Union, Simon Black Academy, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance, Powerade, Dartfish, Sports Interactive and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, it's the third and fourth oldest club in the entire competition. Prince Alfred Old Collegians, St Peter's Old Collegians. This is the Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Filming Footy. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Here we are. It's the emergency assembly point, aka a magnificent broadcasting facility. And we do thank the team from the Prince Alfred Old Collegians for setting it up. My name's Phil Hurd and Sean Jacko Jackson is in the house. Good afternoon, Jacko.
Good afternoon, Phil. Great to be here. We were here this time last year, similar conditions. I got a funny feeling, Phil, it won't be a similar result.
I had this on my first question. The Red Men, they put on quite a masterclass back here at college.
They did.
I don't think it'll be as easy for them today.
No, I've got Saints by 10 actually today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just ran into Jeff Riddle, the coach, actually. I was walking across and I said to him, I've got you by 10 today. And he went, 10? That's a bit generous. I said,
10 goals?
Yeah, 10 goals. But look, it probably won't be 10 goals, but I think Saints will go through the sides a little bit later on, I'm sure, Phil. But I don't think it'll be the same result as last year. Because
it certainly has been a crazy start to this competition. Have a look at this ladder, and I want to point out two things. Last year's grand finalists, Payneham and Prince Alfred, are out of the 5, and the grand finalists from the year before, Goodwood Saints and Rostrevor, are out of the 5. What do you make of this mess?
Yeah, we talked about this between the post on the weekend. I actually made a blue and I said that the top 5 at the moment, none of them played finals last year. Obviously the one I made incorrect there was St Peter's. They did play finals last year. But the bottom 3 all played finals last year. Yeah. Although I'm not sure about Rostrevor in the end. They might have finished 6th.
They were the unlucky 5th, I think, by the time it all, because we went from 5 to 4.
That's right, final 4.
Yeah.
Look, I think it is the most even competition we have seen in Division 1 for a long, long time. Clearly, Prince Alfred were the standout last year. I think they've come back to the pack, Phil.
Well, they have, and you can see their efforts in recent times. Premiers in Div 2 2015, twice premiers with a 17-2 record. They've already lost 2 games this season.
Yeah, and as mentioned before, I think they'll lose game number 3 today, and they'll, at 1 and 3, you've got the journey well and truly in front of you. They've got some really good players out today. I think their best 20 is still, capable of playing finals footy, but I think the emergence, in particular, of Port Districts and Tea Tree Gully at 3 and zip. We thought Port Districts were a bit surprised by Tea Tree Gully, to be honest with you. But if those two sides play finals, and all the coaches I speak to now are saying that they expect those two to play finals, that means there's only 3 other spots. Yeah,
let's have a very quick look at what Princes have done. Oh, this is the Prince Alfred team, and a couple of changes for you.
Yeah, well, obviously the devastating ones outs are Trengove, best player in the competition by the length of the straight last year, missing today. Will Doward, not only is he a Rock of Gibraltar at centre-half back or full-back, on the back of a short pre-season this year, he still played very well early, but he gives them that flexibility to go into the ruck and go forward. He's also missing Ollie Clark. Cam Giles, in particular, in the ruck, has been very good for him. He's got a nasty injury. I think it's a shoulder, and they are going to let it try and heal by itself and give him 6 or 8 weeks. Now, if that doesn't work, you can kiss goodbye to his season. Yeah. So, they are rocked a little bit by injury today.
And Sam Buckham, late withdrawal, replaced by James Deegan. Let's have a look at St Peter's.
Just to interrupt one second there. James Deegan's an interesting one, Phil. Comes to PAC from Tasmania last year, Glenorchy in Tasmania, and he's training with Glenelg. He was playing down at Yankalilla when he wasn't getting a game at Glenelg. Glenelg said to him, "Listen, we want you playing in a high level competition." Mm-hmm. So that's how he's ended up being at PAC.
Yeah. Craig Lambert earlier on caught up with coach Craig Pitt.
Welcome to half time at Prince Alfred's ground today, and I've got Craig Pitt, last year's premiership coach and captain. And how are you, Pitty, and how you feel about today, matey?
Yeah, good, thank you. I'm feeling very excited. Obviously, we play at the school once a year against St Peter's. It's great to be both up in Division 1 together now and carry on the rivalry that has all started from our college base, and to be able to come back to the college and play them is really exciting. And they've had a great start to the year, so it's going to be a great challenge for us. We're sitting 1 and 2, so it's a big game.
It is. What I love coming here is the atmosphere. The oval's in great nick. Jim does a great job, organisation, and we just love coming and commentating the game. Now, last night I heard you got 11 players under 21 or 21 and under. Is that correct for today?
Yeah, that's correct. So that's probably part of the excitement for us today, bringing a bit of youth in to the team, which is great for our development program that we sort of put in place to try and get these guys to come through and become really good A-grade footballers for us. And today we've got 11, so more than half our team. So it's going to be up to them to step up and go against some of the bigger bodies of St Peter's. And I've got full confidence in them. They know that, so hopefully they can get the job done.
Well done you for picking players like that, who probably haven't had experience, but a great game to come into too. And if they don't do well, this is a game you want them to do well, because I always look back at a game like this today, mate.
That's right. I think the big pressure games, and this one's probably got a bit of pressure built up around it just from the fact that it's PAC v Saints, and it doesn't matter who's the better team during the year. This game's always a bit of a grudge match, so it's great to throw them in the deep end and give them a taste for what probably a finals-like game's going to be like. That's what it always is against Saints, so really good learning for them. So really, really excited to let them out and have a crack.
Mate, we haven't got time. We could talk all day, but from behalf of us, all the best today. I know it's a special game, and all the best today and all the best for the rest of the year. And thanks for your time today, Craig. Really appreciate it, mate.
Thanks, Lamo. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Thanks there to Craig Pitt, and thanks of course to Lambo getting here early for the interview. Let's flip over to St Peter's Old Collegians, who started off strong with 2 straight wins. They of course have been in Division 1 for the last 3 seasons, made the finals all of those, although Princes beat them handily here and gave them a real touch-up in the prelim final at Richmond. So the revenge factor certainly on St Peter's side as we flip over to their what they've done. Yeah, big win to mark a rival against Rocks, just almost a last kick against Glenunga, and then lost to Tea Tree Gully at home in a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about St Peter's, to be brutally honest with you, Phil.
they're not the only team yet in Div 1 we haven't worked out yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I made a brave call early on about 10 goals today, but that's on the back of PAC more than St. Peter's. Their form line's not great. They beat Ross Trevor round 1. Well, we know Ross Trevor are going to be struggling. They beat... who they beat? Beat Glenunga, not by a lot, and that's no disgrace because Glenunga look like they're going to be okay. But the loss at home last week to Tea Tree Gully by 3 or 4 goals, and after being 4-0 up halfway through the first quarter, there'd be some concerns there for Jeff Riddle. They're certainly not over the line. Was really looking forward today to seeing Jake Sutcliffe play. Apparently he's been in pretty good touch for him, but unfortunately he isn't out today. But for them, a couple of real big inclusions: Jesse O'Brien and Luke Mitchell, both returning from a wedding last week interstate.
Yes, you do.
What's going on there, boys? Let's get this clear straight off the bat. We don't miss football games for weddings unless they're your own, and then you don't get married in footy season anyway, so it's never going to happen. It's a good excuse to not go to the service, see the missus at the reception.
Interstate.
Bit out of us interstate. Is there a 5 o'clock flight from Adelaide to Melbourne?
Actually, there's very few flights out of Adelaide after about lunchtime. Anyway, 6 changes for St. Peter's. And again, I mean, that's 2022 football, isn't it? The players are going to be coming in and out. Weddings, yeah, but also COVID, and 6 changes. Let's see maybe how quickly they can settle. Lambo caught up with Coach Jeff Riddle before the game.
Here at Prince Alfred Oval today, and I've got Jeff Riddle, the coach of St. Peter's, and it's a massive game today. It's like a local derby or derby. How are you, Jeff, and how are you feeling about today's game, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Should be interesting to see how both sides, the rivalry is very, very tense, and no matter where each team's on the ladder, it's always going to be a tight tussle.
You got a few ins and outs at all today?
Yeah, we've got a few outs, but thankfully we've got a few wins as well. Jake Sutcliffe didn't pull up very well after the game last week. Ed Allen as well. He got a late concussion last week, and Mason Neagle also pulled a groin during the week. But we've got some good players back in. Jesse O'Brien comes back in, our captain. One of our vice captains, Luke Mitchell, comes back in also. So yeah, we've got a bit of a settled lineup. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic. I just spoke to Pitt, and they've got 11 players under 21 today, and it's like anything when you cross that line. You know, it doesn't matter if you played 1 game or 100 games, you've got to put everything on the line. So if we were talking after the game, Jeff, and you've won by, say, 3 or 4 goals, where's your strength today, you reckon, mate, in your game?
Yeah, we think our midfield, we're batting a lot deeper than what we have in the previous years, and we put a lot of time and effort into that, and we think that's probably where it's going to get us over the line. I know they've got a couple of their prime movers out today, so if we can bat a bit deeper in there and be really consistent through the middle in order to get some entry to our forwards, I think that's going to hold the key for us. And
the king of your team, Toby Schultz, how's he been travelling, mate?
Shooter, yeah, Shooter's been good. Last week he had a bit of a different role, up forward, and he did all right, kicked a couple of goals, but he'll go back to defence this week and be the general across half-back and hopefully set us up in the back half. Good,
you look around and the Oval's in great nick. Good atmosphere, it's going to be a big crowd, mate. And look, from behalf of Adelaide Footy League and us, mate, all the best today, mate. And if you get up, no doubt we'll have a free beer with you, mate, which would be great, Jeff.
No worries.
All the best for today, mate.
Thanks
for your time.
It. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. All the best.
Thank you very much. And then you can see St. Peter's coming out of the change rooms down the gym area there, part of the school complex. And one of those guys would have probably been here, if not for the senior intercol, probably 1 or 2 before that. And for the players, Jacko, to come back here, do college and play, especially, I guess, for the Prince's boys, what kind of treat would that be for them?
They'd be tickled pink, Phil. It's the big day in their footy calendar at first 18 level. You know, it's a big rivalry, St. Peter's versus Prince Alfred. Always gets a massive crowd. And to be brutally honest with you, I'm a little bit surprised that they, you know, last year we were here and again today, I would have expected that the crowds would have been a little bit bigger.
Well, you've only got to blame the AFL for that.
Crows being
because
on at 1 o'clock.
The same time as last year, the Crows were on simultaneously.
Right.
As I was driving in, all the buses were there with the people heading to Adelaide Oval for the AFL game, and I think that's the 2nd year in a row. There was some sort of big event last year, simultaneously, and it is a disappointment, and that is disappointing because the club goes to a lot of effort to liaise with the school and make something like this happen.
Well, isn't Gil McLaughlin an ex-Saints boy?
Yes, sabotage.
maybe the call went to Gill and Princes have got an early blow away. I don't know, but it is a fantastic backdrop from where we're sitting anyway, Phil, overlooking Hogwarts. And at one end and the newer development down the other end. We've certainly spoilt for aesthetics here today, and the oval itself is in very good condition, Phil.
Yeah, and just looking, we'll have our Lambo for the coin toss. He'll give us a bit of the ground conditions shortly. Wind is going to be interesting. It's blowing pretty much across the ground. That flag on top of AKA Hogwarts is pretty much across the ground. It's gone a little bit left, a little bit right. I don't think it's going to favour either end. Overcast and cool. Not a bad conditions to be a player.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect conditions for playing. I just tuned into the pre-match of the Crows game at Adelaide Oval and they were talking about how good the conditions were there. Well, we're obviously not too far away from there. Overcast is the perfect day to play footy, and looking at the St. Peter's side, they've still got some really big height, haven't they? Jordan Lockwood comes back, which is an interesting one because they lost their ruckman from last year. He's out playing in Salisbury North, I think, actually. The big fella that played in the ruck last couple of years for St. Peter's. So just when he thought he was dead and buried, old Jordan, playing in the seconds, he's back as the number one ruckman. So interesting duel today. He doesn't have to stand Milne, he stands Neil. So that'll be a pivotal contest. And as you see PAC making their way outfield, it does just a quick look. Looks to me like St. Peter's have got them covered for size.
Yeah, for height in particular. Will Doward is one for mine. Jake Changrove is the obvious name, of course, but Will Doward is the other one. He always solidifies that defence. Usually takes 4 or 5 contested marks a game and just finds himself at most entries inside forward 50. He will be missed today, and of course the ruckman in Giles as well. So we will see how that plays out. Coin toss not too far away. I do have our field umpires, Matt Harris and Andrew Crosby. So a pretty experienced duo here. You can see them right there in picture, ready for the big match.
Yeah. Look, you mentioned the outs. I'm looking forward to Lockie McNamara coming back into their side today as an out from last week. But what will be interesting to see how many games we've called with Princes and no one's tagged Jolly. And last year, at several occasions we mentioned, you tag Jolly, or who do you tag, Jolly or Trengove? Well, there's no Trengove today. Yep. So if I was St. Peter's, I would be running a close check on Jolly and backing the rest of your midfield in. And we look at the midfield battles, and it's going to be Wicks for PAC with Neil and McNamara and Jolly up against Lockwood, Pope, Hargraves and O'Brien. So some big bodies around the ball. It's not going to be for the faint-hearted in there today.
I also noted, Lambo found out for me that for Prince Alfred it is very much an old scholars team not far from school. 11 players under the age of 21.
Right.
That's half the side. So it might be that Saints have them for a bit of age and experience as well. Quickly, while we wait for the coin toss, your thoughts on some of the other battles, because it's a very even Division 1, as we mentioned. Payneham, Norwood Union, the Falcons hosting Old Ignatians. How good were Rickies last week to get the win over Goodwood? They
were terrific, mate. That's the first time I've seen them play. And they've got a very even, balanced side right across the deck. No obvious weaknesses. I can't say the same for Payneham. So for me, even though it's Payneham, I'd have Old Iggies by 6 goals there.
The one on the table that looks to be one-sided, top of the table, Teachery Gully, bottom of the table, Ross Trevor. Your thoughts before the coin toss?
Yep, Teachery Gully by 5 there.
Alrighty, so our captain's coming here. Jesse O'Brien is mentioned back in the side. Captain for PAC, they're probably still working on.
Here we are here today at Prince Alfred Oval for the grudge game at St. Peter's and Prince Alfred. We're ready to go for the toss now. Great atmosphere, plenty of people here. Excitement is happening.
Excitement building.
Boards are just shaking their hands now. Umpires ready to toss it up.
And it's Craig Pitt.
Tails. St. Peter's won the toss, boys, so looking on your screen is the right hand side. Yep, I would say they're going probably maybe a 1 goal breeze at the most. Oval's in great nick. My predictions today, boys, Sean and Phil, St. Peter's by 32 points. All the best in the calling. We'll see you soon.
Oh, the Lamb, he's on fire, isn't he?
Thank you, Lambo. Great to have you live there at the coin toss. St. Peter's winning. I don't think coin toss is really huge in the scheme of things today. And look, the condition of the ground, yeah, it's like the Masters at Augusta. It's just pristine, albeit chewed up a little bit by the earlier games. I do have a result in the B's. St. Peter's a bit inaccurate, 9-16. Beat Prince Alfred by 10 points, 9-6. Very quickly, other games not too far away. Goodwood Saints Port District. This will be fascinating down at Goodwood. Craig Scott will fire him up after the big loss last week.
Yeah, he will. No, he won't. He won't be there today. He's got COVID, Craig Scott.
Oh, no.
So, look, it's at Goodwood, and that's the only reason I'm going to go for Goodwood. I would expect to see a bit of a bounce from what they put out last week. They were a bit disappointing when challenged in the last quarter, and Port District's conversely coming off a good wind field. They'll be up and about, but Goodwood Saints do play their own oval very well.
Yeah. And lastly, very quickly, Jacko, Glenunga got their first win in Div 1 in 40 years last week. They are hosting the Brighton Bombers, who have 2 wins on the board already.
Yeah, now we haven't seen either of these teams this year, and Brighton's form's been pretty good, really. They lost to Ross Trevor, that's their only loss, and that was a surprise, so they could well have been sitting equal on top with Tea Tree Gully at 3-0. And Glenunga had their first win, so they'll be cock-a-hoot. Where's it at, Phil?
That is at Glenunga down at Webb Oval, where they took St. Peter's to the final kick of the game. Very quickly, some sponsors. The Banner Crew, Jason, the crew there, thank them for being our matchday sponsors. We'll have the Sip and Save scoreboard through the day. Wakefield Sports Clinic, the Interchange. Police Credit Union, the Simon Black Academy, with Jacko's great ad. Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance, Powerade, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and we love the Mosley Bar and Kitchen. Teams are set to go. Prince Alfred 1-2, the reigning premiers needing the win. Saints were 2-1, adjusting to the fact they may just be favourites today because everyone is tipping them to get up. About to start, your caller to get us underway, Sean Jackson.
Yeah, a couple of boys in the ruck, Jordan Lockwood and Jordan Neal, so both Jordans. Probably a bit surprised. They're both leading the first ruck for their respective clubs today. Here they go. Who will get first hands? It's Neal, it is, but well taken by Mitchell. He then handballs it out. Now it's Jolly. Gets the first kick of the game. Hits the centre half forward position. It's good. It's the coach, Pitt, that comes charging out at it and takes a really good mark. Going back as if he's... It's not Pitt. Is it Robinson, is it?
Riley Robinson,
yeah.
Had a haircut, I reckon.
Yeah, strong unit, isn't he? Look, he's gone back. He's going to be kicking this from outside 50. He's probably not into the breeze, but he's certainly not with it. So it's going to take his best kick to get it from there, Phil. Let's see how he goes. At 55 out, I don't think he'll make the distance. And it's touched on the line. They're the ones you want, probably to go just lay it up the top of the square to give yourself a chance, give your club a chance when it hits the ground. Toby Schulz, the veteran, will be kicking out. First kick in for the day. The gloved one with the left foot. Long towards the boundary line. It's not the greatest kick, though. And no one in good position for St. Peter's, and it's actually gone over the line with no one touching it. So a free to Prince Alfred.
No, the last disposal is in the B's and the C's. Yeah, you have to think, what comp am I calling here today?
Okay, right.
No last disposal rule at this level in the Adelaide Footy League at the SEC.
Of course. So with you, Phil.
Alrighty, so in the midst of all that, there was a Prince Alfred player pancaked. Thankfully, he's got back up and will send the red man inside 50 again. There's a pack flying, a big thump from behind, I think, by Schultz. Now they try and handboss it into the centre square. Picking it up is De Cesare.
It's easy for you to say.
Been practicing that during
yeah, Lucky De Cesare.
Yeah. I think you just go hard, go quick, and hope no one notices. Jolly in the vicinity, but it spills out to the back. This is Perryman. So 3 inside 50s to 0 to start off from Prince's. Only a point to show for it. Garrell's trying to just tap it forward. No one getting a clear possession here. Now they have. This is Hamish Allen. They'll work it out nicely through Hargraves. And Jacko, the Saints are away.
They are, but it's not the greatest kick. And it heads towards the boundary line. And Will Charlton will see it over the line. And we'll have a ball up almost in the middle of the ground. And our scoreboard is 1 point to Princes. But they look like they've come to play to me in the first couple of minutes, Phil. They've had all the ball. Has not gone inside St. Peter's. And it's Neal that gets hand on that. No one able to get it out clearly on. Now they do some really good work from the stoppage. Prince Alfred searching for the full forward. not able to take the mark. Now the St. Peter's player is tackled by Riley Robinson and brought to the ground. He's come to play Riley, hasn't he?
Yes, he has, and I think that was Toby Schultz, who wasn't particularly impressed with the after treatment there. Jesse O'Brien.
You know who he reminds me of with that haircut? The bloke from... you go on.
Okay, you think about it.
I'll come back to you.
We got all afternoon. It's in front of the Anzac Hall. Prince's Friend, they are doing all the attacking at the moment. If you just joined us, you've only missed a couple. Now, there was
Free
a push
kick.
out, Saints free. I think we'll go the way of James Duncan. He's claiming it at least.
Mitch Robinson. Same name.
Oh, right. Yes, of course.
Just plays a similar
Well, if you
way.
happen to call him Mitch by accident during the afternoon, I'll forgive you.
Okay.
Into Toby Schultz. So this is as far as Saints have pretty much brought it. Johnny Reid, they're going to come down the broadcast side to Quetterville Terrace wing here. Or maybe they won't. He's a bit indecisive now. He's not so sure. Goes with a kick down the wing. Lot of red. Thumb from behind by Jock McClay. Well, he was in the middle of that pack. Hard footy to get. And not much clear air to get it. And eventually somehow it's tunneled under there. Umpire Andrew Crosby will come in and sort it all out.
No, it's good footy there, Phil. All players throwing themselves willingly at the contest. It's good to see. Neil, gets hand on this one. Into the corridor. Dangerous for Saints. They got the numbers, however. And Hamish Allen kicks long towards the half-forward flank. Brett Russell in best position. But a really nice catch by Prince Alfred's player on the half-back flank. Couldn't quite see who that was. Chris Curran gives it to the ex-skipper, Perryman. He goes long. Looking in for Mitch Robinson again. Can't take it this time. Now McNamara has got it. Swings onto the left foot. Hits the top of the square. It's obviously a preordained plan, that one. Plenty of numbers here, Prince Alfred. Need to get a clean ball. Can't. St. Peter's have all the answers. Now McGill hands it off to O'Brien. Has the luxury of a bounce. Not a lot of pressure applied by the Prince Alfred forward half. And James Higgins takes the mark just outside the forward 50 for St. Peter's.
So we're about to see, I think, St. Peter's go into attack. Yes, it's just their side of centre wing. De Cesare with it. Right in front of what is a magnificent scoreboard here at the Oval, I must say. Showing Prince Alfred Old Collegians one behind. St. Peter's about to go inside 50 for the first time, and no Will Doward. But doesn't matter, they've taken a good mark. I reckon that might be Curran again.
Mackenzie Slee, I think.
Mackenzie Slee?
Yeah.
And they've got a bit of Sandfield experience there in the back. Curran, a premiership player with the Bays. Slee, I think, likewise with North Adelaide. As the ball comes to the broadcasting unit. Hopefully hasn't gone too far under the scaffolding.
Yeah, there's a poor kick into the forward line there, Phil. Prince Alfred had all the numbers and they went to 1v3 contest. He's just going to struggle to hold the ball inside your 50, and Prince Alfred are able to bring it out very easily there. So O'Brien, I know Mitchell may be in the ruck here. It is, yes. He goes for the free kick, plays for it and gets it. Well done. Got some numbers support inside the corridor. Has a look in there now and then does decide to go in that direction. Sure, it's a good kick. They retain possession of the ball. This is the important kick. Can they get a bit better? Now have a look at this. This is 1-on-3 again. Prince Alfred have all the numbers. Their forward 50 entries have been poor at this early stage. St. Peter's, they need to tidy that up.
James, intrepid cameraman on the boundary, almost getting a possession there.
Nearly bowled over.
Give us a throw in, James.
give us a smile at least. Give us something. Not sure if you can hear us, Phil.
Yeah, he can't, thankfully. 50 metres out from the Saints' goal. It's their turn to have it sort of in their area of the field for a change. And again, look, it hasn't been the classiest of free-flowing open football to start proceedings. Not that we were expecting it.
Well, if you'd been at the game last week, Phil, that we called, Old Iggies versus Goodwood Saints, there was 2.5 minutes before a ball was kicked.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yes, I did.
So we're not getting that here today, but both sides are throwing themselves willingly at the contest.
As you would expect, it's a big Div 1 game. And
James!
Put that one in the funnies tape for the end of season.
No, that's number 12. I don't have a number 12.
I don't know. That's, okay, for whom?
For Prince Alfred.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be McNamara.
Lockie McNamara.
McNamara was 12 and then he was put in as 22. He's actually back to 12. Confused me entirely yesterday. But it's not Prince's. They're not confused here. The kick away into the half-forward flank, and that's a strong grab.
So we've got a similar situation there, Phil, we've got 3 St. Peter's there competing against 1 PAC, so we'll try and get a bit of a look at that for you folks at home and see whether both sides are rolling with a spare. That's the way it appears.
Yeah, and they're trying to break it here. An open player 50 metres out. Here's the big kick and a good mark taken by Brett Russell. And we're going to see our first Saints shots on goal in scoreable length.
So what we've got there, Phil, we've got a mark on this side of the ground on the half-back flank, a 3v1 St. Peter's, and a quick transfer of play out the fat side space, able to get a mark on the end of a lead. Good footy.
Is that slingshot footy? Or is that something different?
Yeah, the same thing. Yep.
I've just heard the term and I've never...
Slingshot's just coming off the half-back flank
I
at
assume
pace.
it's something with quick movement.
Yep.
Can they convert? Oh, that's a low kick. I don't think that made the distance. It didn't. We're tied up. It's 1-1 between the Red Men of Prince Alfred Old Collegians and Spock.
A couple of Prince Alfred boys indicating that it was touched. This is not the AFL, mate. We don't have cameras that they can go back and refer to.
I don't know. This is the college. You never know what they have.
It's an honour system, is it? I'm surprised we don't see a camera behind the goals from either of these two schools. Certainly, I think they are utilising it in their first 18 footy. Anyway, we digress. The ball is now up on the centre wing, and the umpire has paid a free kick to Prince Alfred. It'll go to... I'm not sure, it's not Perryman. I thought it was Perryman initially. Anyway, plays on around the mark. Kicks long. We've got Toby Schulz in best position. Ball goes over the back, but have a look at all the numbers here. Ends up with Moriarty. He switches the play. Like that, when they do that quickly, it works good. McGill, normally a good finisher of the footy. That's an exception. And now, well followed up by Saints. They play on into the corridor. This is when they look most dangerous. This is the important kick. They've got a one-on-one. And it's McClay in best position. Well, very, very hard to beat Jock McClay when he's in a one-on-one situation. And I did hear during the week, Phil, that Prince Alfred put an SOS out to their previous full-back, who'd been their ex-captain, name escapes me, and Bartlett, to see whether they were interested in playing this week. Brinsley, Tom Brinsley, been playing in the C grade. They both knocked it back.
Who are we playing against? Oh, Saints? Yeah, that sounds fun. Prince's College?
Yeah.
Excellent. Who's our opponent? Oh, Jock McClay.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, here he is, big Jock McClay. 40 metres straight in front.
Boom.
Looks good off the boot. It is. That is their first for the day and the first for either side, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We have a goal.
First goal. We are... How far in? We'll have to look at the time clock.
Yeah, hang on.
It's very hard to see the time clock. We're on an angle. It's 10 minutes 30 in.
About
Our time clock's
I
on the screen, which is terrific. And 10 minutes to get the first goal. But the last 5-6 minutes, Phil, St. Peter's run off the half-back line and switch of the play has been terrific.
And quick movement to get that one-on-one contest. Hugo Kelly was in no man's land. The ball was up pretty high and it's swirling around a little bit, I think, here today.
Yep.
Which is going to make it a challenge for all. But back in the middle, umpire Crosby throws it up and the tap to Neil. We saw against Paynham in the first game and held his own when he was used. Doesn't have Giles as a duo today. He'll have a lot of work in front of him this afternoon. Escaping nicely to Cesare into some space. I've got a number 40 who I don't have on my list, but he's got a nice kick out to the side there, and I like the way that Saints are moving with a bit of pace when they get the ball. Back to our Phantom 40, who I'm going to assign Lambo the task of identifying for us. Might be Charlie Gibson. Maybe I just mistyped the 41, but anyway, it's inside forward 50. Umpire's found a free. Just as Luke Mitchell was about to pick it up and work out how to do a long snap, it's with the Redmen deep from their back pocket in front of the chapel.
Yeah, it looked like he paid the second one there, but there was one there earlier that I think he missed, but that's a fine result. Anyway, they go long down the line. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Who can take it at the front of the pack? Nobody. And the ball ends up spilling out right in front of Hogwarts, where a lot of Prince Alfred collegian or old collegians are gathered. I would imagine the verbal would be quite loud from there at this stage of the game, where scores are very tight. Jordan Lockwood gets hand on it, puts it forward, but all Prince Alfred there. They move forward through Patrick Singleton, now down the line. And Lucas Schulz He's nearly
And
cleaned up the
Lambo
table.
almost got a touch.
What's Lambo doing over there? Is he already in the hamburger store?
Yeah, he's out there. He's with he's a people person.
Is he going to give us anything today? Last week he did nothing. Doesn't matter. James Duncan has it, and he's gone back down the line. That hasn't worked for them when they've done that. And it's been
Maybe they got a shot here. Quick
not?
turnover. Oh, they're working back. Oh, that is excellent work. Toby Schultz, they were one-on-one everywhere. And Schultz got great position. His kick, though, gave Neil a chance. Another quick turnover and get the hand pass to Jock Piper. Piper the kick inside 50 to a loose man. And that's the mark. And this will test the distance.
Yeah, I'm surprised they go back now. Oh,
Curran, known as a defender, not a goal kicker from his Sandford days. On to single, turn to the top of the square, bounce critical. But in the end there, another free kick given away. We'll go the way of Schultz, who I reckon has had 7 touches in the first 15 minutes of this ballgame.
he has had it on a string, hasn't he? Up against Joshua Garrels or Garrels. Sure how you say that, but clearly on top at this stage in that contest. Long way to go, obviously, and he is blowing pretty hard. Big shooter. They go far side St. Peter's. Once again, a free kick being picked out by the umpire. Again, in favour of St. Peter's, not Toby Schultz, big Jock McClay has got it.
He's run a long way upfield.
He has, yeah. He's playing centre forward and he's playing deep up the ground. He goes short to Hargraves. Looks for something on offer in the middle. Nothing there, so he decides to kick a worm burner.
That's an effective kick.
That will go down as an effective kick. I'm not sure it was, Phil. This is more an effective kick, although dangerous, because in the end, Prince Alfred turned it over. The coach has got it. Pity, what will he do? Unmarked goal square, keep the ball low. He's played enough footy to know that. Needs a good bounce. Oh, my goodness.
Stop!
Well, sometimes luck can be on your side, and that ball just would not roll through for Pity. And in the end, it just sat there and stopped like it hit the jack in bowling. And the first player there was Prince Alfred's.
Just waiting for him to turn it up. Turn, son, turn.
14, maybe Mitch Larson. I reckon it is Mitch Larson.
Yep.
We saw him, Mitch Larson, take someone out in the game against Payne. And remember that on the
Yes,
half-back
just
line?
before. And there was no tribunal. I thought he was going to cop something, and there was nothing in the report during the week.
Escaped, but that was a nice run from him there to kick Prince's first goal, Phil.
Yes,
Scores
so we're
are
tied up. 1-1-7, about 15, 16 minutes into the first quarter. And I think the turnovers and the one-on-one open play that brings might be critical by the end of the afternoon. It's inside Saints forward 50, just at the critical moment. Michael Pope lost his footing, and that was by the boundary line.
James Deegan, that's gone into the ruck, boy. Phil, the boy from Glenorchy,
right. He is a large
Tasmania.
lad. Yeah. Glenorchy.
Glenorchy,
They play at the KGV Oval, the Magpies, the Glenorchy Footy Club.
Who's a famous Glenorchy player, Phil? You loved them in the day. Johnny Klug.
Oh, Johnny Klug. He was unique. That's what I can say
was
about
indeed.
Johnny Klug.
One of the best handballers you've ever seen play the game.
He looked totally and utterly uncoordinated, but everything he did had class.
Yes, indeed.
But we're back. Adelaide Division 1 are reminiscing yesterday's heroes. Well, that's with Jacko. Did he play in the Adelaide Footy League so he can get Kluge on?
No, he did not.
Riley, a.k.a. Mitch Robinson, in front of the St. Peter's bench. Goes with a long kick down that line in front of the Anzac Hall. The pack descends again. Toby Schultz is in the vicinity, sees that over for the neutral throw-in. Right in front of Jacko, the ladies' afternoon tea inside the pavilion this afternoon.
That's probably where Lambo is. I think if an opposition coach would almost try and take Toby Schultz away from the play. He's so good at reading the play and peeling off his man. Much similar role that Will Dowwood plays for Prince's, obviously. But St. Peter's now have the ball. They go down the line. And the game last year, from memory, Phil, was pretty tight in the first quarter.
Yeah.
For most of the first quarter, and then they just blew it out just towards the end of the first quarter, if I remember.
Correct. You had a moment where Prince's dominated, Saints came back, and then Prince's ran away with it from there.
Yep. So Mitchell's got it. He handballs off. Nice. Oh, just Lockie Desesere does. No, Lockie unnecessary. Lockie unnecessary. Has a shot on goal and just pulls it. You reckon that would catch on? Unnecessary. Lockie de Cesare? Nah, that doesn't really rhyme, does
I think, mate, it's okay. We're in round 4. You've got a bit of time.
All right.
And we get Saints next week, so there's
again?
some homework for you.
Oh, away next week.
Are you away next week? Oh,
Yeah.
darn. Okay. Kick comes in.
Perryman.
And that's an interesting, because that is a free.
Yeah.
If it's out of bounds, regardless from a kick in.
Well, that's what I thought happened the other end. That's why I said it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And in Adam's case, it'll be don't pay the Perryman.
Key doke. Big fly from behind, but in the end, solid mark to Curran. No frees paid in any of that.
Ex-Glenelg, Phil, Chris Curran.
Yeah, veteran there, played in their 2019 premiership, played in, I think, last year's grand final as well. One of their key leaders and probably the big recruit for Princes in the off-season.
Oh, biggest recruit in the whole competition, I think, really. But on the fact that he was Glenelg's premiership captain from 3 years ago, was in the team of the year only last year, I think, in the SANFL. So I think a Dr. Phil.
That I'm not sure. I tend to work on the on-field. I don't know much of their off-field stories.
For that drop kick. Now, I don't mean the players the drop kick. I meant the drop kick that he effected.
Yeah.
Now Prince Alfred have it. Come off the half-back line in numbers. Just misses with a kick. The Pity won't be happy with that delivery. Battles well, though. So do Saints, courtesy of Charlie Gibson. Still there, McGill. First onto it. Gives it to Hamish Allen. Now the corridor opens up nicely for Jordan Lockwood. Plays on intelligent leader Hargraves. Whole centre of the ground open up. Gotta hit that kick. The footy was good. You talk about score from turnover. That was an opportunity from a score from a turnover from Prince Alfred's coming out through the centre wing.
Yeah, enough to give them. They have a 2-point lead for mine, 139 to 117, low scoring game. We've got a countdown clock here, which apparently you had. That's why the confusion between ours and theirs was back. And it's got about 2.5 minutes. I'm not sure if it's official or estimated, but we'll find out as we go along.
Hard to keep it official.
Well, depends how close they are to the timekeepers, I guess, because it's not like the Bees that it's a set period. You start and you finish. This has got time on to work in. Anyway, back to the game, because it's with Riley Robinson near the centre wing.
Nice play from Mackenzie Slee in the back half there. Started this.
Not a bad kick in the direction of Murdoch. Has time to get it, turn around. Larson with the volleyball-style tap. Somehow picked up by Wicks. His kick is marked, and here's the turnover. Let's see Saints what they can do with it. Inboard kick from O'Brien. Hargraves missed it. Princes come in and get tackled. Hot footy on the Saints forward 50. They're soccering it away. Jolly is a name we haven't called much today. He was in the vicinity but couldn't get near the ball. They kick it inside 50. It's heading towards that boundary line. Curran will get there first, and the Red Men rebound.
Yeah, their defensive effort's been pretty solid. In fact, both sides' defences are well and truly on top, and that's reflected in the scoreboard. Only 1 goal apiece. So backs are on top at this stage. So we'll have a boundary throw in. The new fella, James Deegan, competing against the veteran in Jordan Lockwood. Lockwood does it easily. Pushes it out. Nice bit of play here. Ends up with Hamish Allen. Goes into the corridor to Nick McGill. And just again, the finish inside the forward 50 lets St. Peter's down. Boy, they've had some opportunities going into forward 50, haven't they?
They have. And you can say both have, because Prince's had that run early on.
Yep.
Just the 4 scoring shots to 2 in favour of Saints, and just the 1 goal apiece in front of one of the old Moreton Bay figs, one of the 2 old-time ones here, probably over 150 years old, those trees. Part of the great landscape here. Football not quite matching up to it just yet, but we are always in hope the game will rise in standard as they settle in.
Yeah, it's really just been the finishing around the ground. The desperation is there for both sides, and some of the speed of ball movement has been particularly good to watch. But some of the finishing inside 50 has been a bit poor. I'd like to see that structure-wise at the boundary throw-ins. PAC are giving Saints the defensive side of boundary throw-ins clear man to get the footy in it. And then someone needs to roll up from the half forward and put some pressure on, and they do this time. So with a slightly better result, they end up with a clearance, but it does go to the boundary. Playing
with a loose man in defence. James Duncan has that role for Saints, and Oscar Clark has no Saints forward as his opponent in that defensive 50.
Yeah, Toby Schulz is the one they try and free up. At this stage, he's matched up on Riley Robinson, but he doesn't tend to play on anyone too close. Toby, good football here from PAC, from Saints. Just a handball in the end. Oscar Clark intercepts for PAC. Jesse O'Brien does it well. Handballs now across to James Duncan. Beautiful smother there from Mackenzie Slee, but they end up again with it, McGill, and it's again the finishing into the forward 50. Luke Mitchell not getting great supply at this early stage. Chris Curran gets it, keeps the ball low, and it ends up with Lockie McNamara.
Barely stayed above grass level and barely went to 15. That kick put Oscar Clark under a bit of pressure. Was up for the occasion. His handball put Mackenzie Slee under even more pressure. Clark tries to redeem himself by getting it. In the end, gives away a free. And will go the way of Jesse O'Brien.
Got nothing to kick to if he goes to the top of the square. And this, once again, they've gone to a 1-on-2. Does it well. McClay around the corner. Gee whiz, the beauty of getting the ball in quickly demonstrated there, wasn't it? Again, and he was able to compete against two players.
He beat two in that. If you see the kick here, you think there's one behind there, one in front. Surely they've got McClay covered.
Yep.
Watch this.
Yeah, so the fella at the back let him get through too easily. And that's a good coaching tool there for Pitty during the week. That's a perfect situation you would drill, and you'd have plenty of scenarios rehearsed at training for that situation. 2-on-1, you should never get beaten by the fella in the air. That should have been a spoil away from Princes.
Well, we're back in the middle. Quarter time relatively imminent. Just the 3 goals kicked thus far. As it will be Lockwood up for Saints.
Good tackle.
Patrick Fay
bringing
the pain and getting the free.
Yeah, gee whiz, that was tough decision, but I like the way he got on with it quickly, Phil.
On to Michael Pope.
Now, you know he's going to get a game every week, don't you? Hey, you're not going to drop the Pope, are you?
Look, it's a Protestant school, mate.
Right.
Saints is an Anglican school.
They still respect the Pope, though,
I'm
Phil.
sure there's respect. Charlie Gibson. I wonder when that was going to come in today. There's a pack of red. There's one blue in the middle. On this occasion, the red do prevail, although I'd like them to pick up the ball here. Here comes the cavalry for St. Peter's. Yep, they've given up the free kick.
Much better attack, though, wasn't it? Perryman came over and made sure of the spoil against McClay that time. Still similar situation, 2v1.
To Cesare. Edge of 50. Too far out to score, surely. Yep, he'll put this to the top of the square. How many is McClay going to beat this time? Jolly, he's coming down to help out the defence. Might be his first touch. And in the end, that's rugby scrummed over the boundary line. A game that hasn't risen to great heights, but you're just expecting a spark at any moment, like that 2-on-1 win to McClay.
So, ball thrown in. It's been a good battle early in the ruck. Mitchell goes at this one. He's a handy man to have in the forward line. There's Jolly. He's making you eat your words, Phil, with 2 in 30 seconds. Good punch from Jordan Lockwood. Ends up with PAC now. They come through the corridor. But have a look at this. All St. Peter's. No one within QE for Prince Alfred. So both sides pressing pretty strongly defensively, which is allowing pressing up and allowing the defence to sit back and get some easy touches. They're relying on a switch of play. They get it this time. Can they hit the target? In number 24, I don't have him either on my sheet.
That'll be Harry Cudmore.
Harry Cudmore.
Advised he might. They didn't know if it was 32 or 24.
Okay. There's the Pope. He's given it his blessing. He's hit Ben McGill, I should say.
Always like
Toby Schultz presenting.
When a player wears a helmet. Always remember Luke Ivans from North Adelaide. Easy to spot every time.
Yeah, coach of Flinders Park now. Toby Schultz, great kick into the corridor. Normally he would turn around and give us a bit of a kiss there, Toby, after a kick like that. He hasn't. He knows how to play the crowd, but Jesse O'Brien has ended up with that. And a smart bit of play there because I think it was Ben McGill, wasn't it, that had the footy here. Got it from Pope to McGill. And then he short kicked to Toby Schultz, obviously understanding that Toby Schultz is a very good finisher with the ball, the left foot, wheeled on the left foot and hit up into the space. And now we have O'Brien from just inside 50. Oh, it doesn't hold its line, unfortunately, for St. Peter's, and they will possibly rue some of the missed opportunities because that pushes them out to 2-4, I think, Phil. They are in front.
Princes have not scored for a while, and I'm surprised. I thought, aim right, it's going to swing back left, and it sort of didn't to any great effect. And that is actually quarter time. I thought,
where's the siren?
Surely it's a horn today.
$26,000 to attend school here, and they can't afford a siren. What's going on?
Well, they can't ring the school bell. They'll all start going to Latin or something. So, anyway, we'll take a break. It is St. Peter's 2-4-16, Prince's 1-1-7. Jock McClay 2 goals, Mitch Larson 1. We'll be back after the quarter time break. This is the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
The Simon Black Academy is a 3-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
And welcome back. Quarter time here at Prince Alfred College. St. Peter's certainly the better of that second half of that first quarter. 2-4-16. Prince Alfred 1-1-7. Jock McClay 2 goals. Mitch Larson a soccer on the goal line. Jacko, what did you make of that first quarter?
Wasted quarter for both sides, Phil, I'd say. If I was the coach of either of these two sides, I'd be saying, boys, we just... some of the attack on the footy, terrific. Some of the movement out the back half for both sides, terrific. But it's just their execution going into the forward 50. We've seen...
They said Saints going into forward 50 a few times. They've actually got some targets.
Yep.
Princes haven't worked that out yet.
Well, it doesn't look like Princes have got anyone staying at home at the forward line. Either they're almost hoping for a kick over the top and then running onto it, a la Larson's goal. They don't have that big forward presence that obviously Saints do with big Jock McClay, but that's just the only thing. I think as a coach, either side you'd be asking just to try and polish up that final kick. The switcher play, the speed of the ball movement has been good from both sides, but just finish off that last kick into the forward 50.
Okay, sounds like a soccer game for mine. Let's go to Lambo.
St. Peter's by 9 points in the first quarter. Gone with a probably 2 or 3 goal breeze. Probably should have been more up. On the other hand, Prince Alfred with 11 young guys, I thought they fitted in very well in the first quarter. Their desperation attack was really good. Look, as you can see, as the game's going on, that St. Peter's, their centre line experience are showing more, might be more proactive, and I see them going on with the game from here. Back to you, Phil and Jacko.
Thanks for that, Lambo. So he liked a bit of what he saw there from Prince's, and probably liked a little bit more what he saw from St. Peter's. So he's saying a 2 or 3 goal breeze. He's down there. He's in the thick of it, so we've got to take what he says. I'm just not 100% sure. Can tell you, quarter time at Payneham. It is Payneham 3-3-21. Old Ignatians 4-1-25. 4-point lead to Iggy's. And that is the only other live game we've got some results from.
Yeah, no surprise there, Phil.
No surprise there as we...
Hopefully Lambo can find out who number 40 is for St. Peter's while he's over there just eating hot dogs and mingling with the crowd.
The Kranskis are to die for here. Second quarter, you were Jacko.
Lockwood and Neil. Neil, good jump at Lockwood. Beautiful tap, hits up Michael Pope, and they come out of the middle. First clearance of the quarter to St. Peter's. Well spoiled away from Princess. Jolly ends up with a beautiful handball out to McNamara. Lowers the eyes nicely. Looking for Mitch Robinson. Goes into the corridor. Shows Toby Schulz a set of heels. Hits up Larson. He goes on the left foot, and that is good footy by Prince Alfred. And almost all of our good movement today, or good finishing, has resulted from a halfback slingshot, if you would like, Phil, and that was a classic case. Nice footy by PAC. And I'm not sure who ends up with the footy, Phil.
Good question.
Might be Lucas Schultz. Anyway, about 45 out. Lambo says this is the scoring end. He also has pushed it to the right. No, that has held its line, and that is first goal for the quarter after what was a really promising clearance from St. Peter's of the first bounce. First goal ends up with... Geez, I'm waffling on, I know. I'm just
waiting for the guy to turn
around.
Whilst you're doing that, let me bail you out a little by giving you another quarter-time score. Tea Tree Gully, the only unbeaten side in Division 1, at home against Rocks. 3-3-21. Ross Trevor 1-4-10. That goal scorer was Lucas Schultz.
Lucas Schultz. Not sure where he came from. Don't think he played last year regularly or in the premiership side, Phil. Correct. I could stand corrected.
It's been interesting getting some stats this year. I think it's all starting to come together with Play HQ, but it is taking a little while, and I know some clubs are finding it a bit of an adjustment.
The Pope caught holding the ball. It was a similar play to the first one of the quarter. Lockwood straight down Pope's throat, but he couldn't break the McNamara tackle. He lowers the eyes, hits Larson, plays on nicely. Perryman off the half-back, couldn't control the kick. Doesn't matter. Mackenzie Slee has got it. Gone the barrel. Might carry. Doesn't. Schultz keeps it alive into the corridor. Riley Robinson, I think, had a little bit to do with that, but Schultz plays on quickly now. Watch this kick. Look at the numbers over the back. This is poor defence by Prince Alfred. And Brett Russell has it. Goes on the left foot towards Jesse O'Brien. He's well matched by Mackenzie Slee. No one gets a free kick. Good battle in the end. And the ball, good transfer of play, Phil, from a point all the way to half forward.
They did that very quickly and with numbers, well executed, well planned, and you suspect something that they've practiced a little bit. Going to be a throw in the half forward flank on the Equitable Terrace wing. That throw, the boundary umpire needs to have a few more wheat bix for breakfast, I suspect.
Geordie gives me the thumbs up from the ground. Concentrate on the game, Geordie.
Okay, we'll try that again. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Rux can get to this one. Getting in front position was Mitchell, I think.
Is that a falcon?
I reckon I was about to say.
It's a falcon from a
boundary throw and then headbutted it. They might play soccer here from time to time, but not today. That's Neil with the tap towards the Jolly direction. And he's laying some tackles, but no, Allen had Pope by the boundary line, but crosses over. Another throw in front of a group of Prince Alfred supporters. Might be their bees, I reckon, that have come out to have a look after they went down to the Saints by 10 points in the curtain raiser.
Yeah, nice bit of pressure by Edward Murdoch there on the half-back flank. Great tap over the top by Mitchell. Hits it towards Hargraves. Nothing doing in terms of being able to get a kick. There's plenty of heat coming from PAC, but it does end up with Jesse O'Brien. He has a ping on goal, I would imagine. He certainly wouldn't have been aiming for Big Jock McClay. The ball spills out of bounds on the fall. Jeff Riddle there on camera. The Riddler with old Mick O'Leary there alongside him. Old PAC student, of course, coached Old Iggy's to a premiership. Pembroke to a premiership, and then Old Ignatians.
So he's getting around all the colleges.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Prince has a chance to go into attack. Here's Jolly. He's got a little bit of space. That's all he needs. On to Curran. They're clearing it out. I thought they were going forward for a second, the way they were moving that. But no,
That was
it's
good
just
footy. That was good
fighting
footy.
the space. Now it's with James Deegan. He's got some space with Patrick Singleton. To a one-on-one contest or 2-on-2.
That's
that's
it again.
to Lucas Schultz. Oh my goodness. You barely see one a week. We've seen 2 in 2 minutes. And out of all that madness, it ends up with Hamish Allen. What is going on this afternoon?
And the funny thing there is he's slapping his hands in disappointment because he knows that it was a missed opportunity. He should have marked
If it hits
that.
you on the face, you can probably mark it.
Yeah.
Unless your hands are being
But he's
arms are
slapping
being
his
held.
hands in disgust with himself while the ball's still alive in his area, mate. Get on with the game, Lucas. Wait till the ball goes before you worry about criticising yourself. And more importantly, redeem yourself for the next time. He was the goal kicker from not too many minutes ago. So, ball inside the PAC front half of the ground. Out it comes towards the boundary line. Almost could be a throw, Phil, but...
Look, we don't pay... Colin Ralston told me early in the piece when I started calling this league that deliberates just don't happen in this competition. And so, wasn't going to be called ever. Boundary thrown on this side is getting a fair bit of work out. We don't mind seeing the ball this side of the field from time to time.
Yeah, it's nice.
Always seems to be stuck on the other side where everybody else is. Murdoch comes in to lay a tackle, misses a couple. That's O'Brien. He goes through 2 to Allen, the worm burner kick. Here come the Saints. It's Luke Mitchell on to McGill. An open forward line. They're back in numbers. Curran ends up with Maclay quickly through the hands of Russell. A hot footy. De Cesare turns defender as a forward. Allen, I'm sure, was at the start of this somewhere. And in the end, Sumner makes a tackle. The Saints player just seemed to fall into that. Yeah, I don't reckon he made any effort to get rid of it and should have in Luke Mitchell, and that's Prince's ball.
Well, he played for the free kick, didn't he? He ducked his head trying to get a head high. When you're 6'4", I don't think you should be playing for head high free kicks either. Not in favour. That's the second time I've seen him do that today. They go long down the line, well punched over the line by James Duncan.
Let's go to Lambo.
Please.
Jack Alfred, just quickly, tight game, no injuries on both sides, rotation going smoothly, really good game of footy. Back to you, boys.
Thank you, Lambo. So we've still got the 21 on the 21, which is good to see. Plenty of changes beforehand, 5 to Princes, 6 to Saints. That's 11 changes between the two. Brian, he's had a couple of good bits of play in the last minute or so to McGill to McGill, that's right. This one is Ben, and he spots up Curran, who without Will Darwood is proving, Darwood and Curran together in defence. When they get that combo together, going to see some real low-scoring footy.
Yeah, he's nice kick too, isn't he, Curran? He's going long, but well read off the pat by Michael Pope. He's had some really interesting moments, Pope, and some good footy. Ends up now with 24. I don't have on my sheet for St. Peter's either, Phil.
Oh, that's a Cudmore. So yeah,
Cudmore.
Yeah, he was going to. They didn't know when Lambo went around to confirm the numbers if it was 32 or 24. I'm not sure how you don't know half an hour before a game. But okay.
Yeah.
Fair
okay.
enough.
Harry, is it?
Harry, yeah.
I've got Harry Kermore on my sheet. What's going on there? You're trying to set me up today. Made me look like the bad guy. Apologise to Mr. and Mrs. Kermore at home.
Do I need to, Cudmore, do I need to try?
Anyway, excuse our dalliance because...
Well, we haven't worked together for a while.
Yeah, St. Peter's have had a shot on goal and just didn't quite hold its line.
Yeah. Doing it by point at the moment. It is Saints by 3 points. Low scoring affair. Spills out the back. Larson, the goal scorer, has pace. We know that. This time he's caught though. Umpire says play on, boys. Oh, there's a slam. Glad the turf is soft here.
Almost a sling, Phil.
Very, very close to a sling.
Don't want to be caught slinging. The suspension's 3 games for a few of the Brighton boys early in the year.
You get an early winter break. Again, O'Brien has been good. Of course, we've got plenty of prizes to give away that Jacko's got to work on. My player of the day thus far would be Jock Maclay winning the 2-on-1 contest and kicking a goal. An early nomination.
I like it.
But right now, this game is waiting for a bit of a spark, and will it occur as we come out to Piper? What can he play?
Juch. Goes short. Hits up Patrick Singleton. He looks options. Nothing inside, so he goes long looking for Lucas Schulz. Can he get there? Almost falconed again, I believe. But not his fault that time.
I
Ends
reckon
up
it's
with
the
a
hair.
coach. Pity. Good heat by St. Peter's. Knocked off at Toby Schulz. Battled well though. His second effort terrific. Still ball alive like this. The umpires let it go a little bit. Will he play holding the ball here? He hasn't.
Just back to Lucas Schulz. As someone who's got none, I reckon it's the hair. I reckon it's getting in his eyes. He's missing the flight. He needs a headband.
Right, okay. Peter Jess, what was his name? The record games holder for many a year for...
I reckon Jess for Richmond.
Yeah, that's not the bloke I'm thinking of. Half back for Richmond, played in all the premiership. Hawthorn, sorry.
Oh, okay. Not Ayres.
No.
Pritchard.
A little bit before him.
Oh, Tuck.
Tuck, yes.
Yes, we got there eventually.
Yes, apologies, folks. We're coming through the corridor now. We digress again. Nice take by Chris Moriarty. Can he hit the target? He does. Good hit up to Luke Mitchell. He plays on quickly. Hits the corridor. Why wouldn't you go to Schulz? Could get one for free.
He should have.
Oh, you're dead right, Phil. It was a good effort by Tommy Sumner. Giving away probably 10, 15 kilos there, I would think.
Yeah, Prince has bit a bullet on a couple of occasions. There one that Jock didn't get the free and two that he missed having recovered. But certainly, the official term is retarded, I think, or held up momentarily. Anyway, the game goes on. Schulz for storming mark to one of the McGills. This is Ben from the edge of 50. Swings to the right with the breeze. McClay on the behind line.
Well, I'm not sure how that happens, Phil. How do you get Perryman matched up against the most dangerous player in the forward line, as in Jock McClay? He's given away 30, 40 kilos there. That's just real poor organisation.
McClay's gone with the short kick and it's all come unstuck. And in the end, there's going to be no shot on goal. There's going to be a ball up 30 metres out. And interesting that Jock McClay didn't have the confidence to take the shot on the acute angle. Or was this what happens when forwards try and beat team players?
That's what he's trying to do, Phil. Going to the Team Man Award. It's hard for forwards to get best and fairest. You're more likely to win a Team Man Award. Only midfielders win best and fairest, Phil. You know that. Lockwood takes it out of the ruck, handballs it dangerously into the corridor. Although it's worked out beautifully, I reckon was that McGill or
Ben
Hamish
McGill.
Allen?
I reckon Ben McGill.
Ben McGill.
I'm waiting to see a helmet. Yep, a man with a helmet's popped out of the middle of that.
Ben McGill was playing half forward, so it's a good result for St. Peter's. Nicely done by Jordan Lockwood in the ruck. Handballed it. I said originally dangerously because I didn't see any support for him, but it was. I'm not sure whether that was a set play. A nice passage. And he's actually standing up on the full forward line now, and Luke Mitchell has gone into the ruck. So a bit of a change up there for St. Peter's. Obviously the second ruckman today. Mitchell is a big brute of a lad, but Lockwood proving quite effective there on the full forward line.
Alrighty, so both teams have kicked a goal. Prince has had it in like the opening minute.
Oh, jeepers.
Yeah, bit of tunnelling.
Is that Larson again? He's nearly killed O'Brien there. Yellow card. Yep.
So how does this work?
Well, he's
Jacko?
10 minutes off. He can be replaced. He's got the arms out. I don't know why you would have your arms out, Mitch. You need to have a look at the video, mate. That's gone out of the game a long time ago.
We've seen him go high.
Yep.
And now we've seen him go underground.
Yeah, he's a competitor, and there's nothing wrong with that. You want them in your team for sure, but you don't want them sitting on the pine.
So can Saints make use of not having Larson out there?
Great
centering kick.
Great kick, Toby Schulz. I actually thought as he kicked that he had miskicked it.
Yep.
Looked like a miskick, but I think that was actually a deliberate kick.
We're going to go to Lambo right now for a sec.
Boys, Phil and JK, Mitch Larson, number 14 for Prince Alfred, yellow card. So he's off for a while, probably going to have a Coke and a pie and a pasty. Back to you, boy.
Back to the kick. It's right down King William Street. Saints have kicked two in a row and have the biggest lead of this bowl game. 4-6-30. Princes are 2-2-14. And we wouldn't have thought this last year, Jacka, that we're halfway through a second quarter, and this defending premiership side has 2 goals on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that is that Jesse O'Brien, who's plays predominantly in the midfield, has ended up with the goal, and it started by Luke Mitchell, who predominantly plays in the forward line in the centre. So just goes to show the versatility of both boys coming back refreshed after a wedding interstate last week. Yes.
Important. Don't have a mid-season break. Go to a wedding instead. All right, we're back in the middle. Deegan, good clearance here to Princes. They need to get back in this ball game. Saints have established a nice cushion. One-on-one battle by the boundary. That was Duncan battling hard. Weaving through some traffic and intercepting it, though, was Daniels. He gets it on to Jolly. Jolly the quick kick, 2-on-1 Saints. And in the end, just too strong defensively. And that was through Johnny Reid. His kick, though, left a bit to be desired. Here's the quick turnover. Usually spells danger, but Princes have a fumble. It's with Murdoch. He chain passes in hope into some open space. Saints get there. It spills by the boundary. And that was not, and they get a free, that was not your prettiest minute of football.
No, it's a wasted opportunity. I often talk about the difference as you go up in standard of footy is the time you have to get rid of the ball and the lack of mistakes you can make. And that was a classic case. Fumble cost them a shot on goal. But Mackenzie Slee, who's been really good in the red boots, he's started the game exceptionally well. Intercepts that and nice kick to the in the direction of Wicks, but it's ended up with the little fella McNamara, I reckon. He's had a shot on goal, and we've seen a lot of goals missed this end of the ground or right of the screen for some reason. The breeze might be a bit trickier than it looks.
It certainly should be blowing from right to left when they're going for and left to right the other end, I guess.
Yep.
But and it needs to be compensated for. But I've seen them miss the other side as well. It is out in front of the old school building here at Prince Alfred College. The Prince's flag fluttering well as the spills out the back. Hot footy Jolly thunders his way towards it, picked up by Oscar Clark. Does well to avoid all the defenders and pinpoint the free man. I reckon that's Murdoch, who's marked 30 metres out.
Yeah, it's a good kick, Phil. Really good kick. Didn't have a lot of space to work with, but that's the difference between players who have got good vision on the field. For him to be able to hit that target there, really good.
Might have been generous with the 30, more like 40. And that, nothing generous about that kick. That has missed. If they'd have stuck another, if there was a behind post for the behind post, it would have missed that as well.
Yeah, he certainly, I reckon it might be Edward Murdoch. Is that who you said it was?
I reckon it was.
Yeah, it's not one he'll be replaying time and time again. Long kick now. Nice bit of body work by Luke Mitchell, but PA still good enough to end up with it. They bring the ball dangerously into the corridor, but that's a good catch by Will Charlton. Bit of fumbling going on now. I don't know why that is the case. Ball is a hot potato in there. Have a look at it bouncing. In the end, they do it well. Now they come through the corridor. Got targets. Can they hit number one? My godfather, Lucas Schulz. You're not going to get it any better than you've had it this quarter, son. Riley Robinson gives it, gets it back. And in the end, a kick out in the floor and a little bit going on behind the play with Mitch Robinson and
Johnny
the Saints
Reid.
boy, Johnny Reid.
Yeah.
Not from the Crows, is it? Johnny Reid? He's not still playing. Reedy? Listen, son.
Not your John Reid, no. Jeez.
Wasted opportunity then.
I can remember his lad Justin being one of my members of the Woodville cheer squad way back
Justin,
in the day.
Yeah. Recruiting officer now for the Crows.
That's it.
They come along out of the back pocket. St. Peter's. Nice mark there by, who was it? Chris Moriarty? Yeah. Now to McGill. Now to McClay. Got plenty of space. What will he do? Lowers the eyes. No, in the end, a poor kick. Goes over the top, though. There's still a chance here. Can Lockwood get on the end of it? He can't. PAC, good enough. They come out of defence nicely. This kick, important. Not good enough. Hits up James Hargrave, and he relieves.
All right, bit of sun coming out between the clouds here. Chance for the defence to settle for Princes. Hargraves goes for the hot spot. Lot of red. They could have raffled it. In the end, they couldn't decide who wanted it. Kick down towards McClay. Oh. He had it and lost it. Hot footy 20 metres out. Lot of red. They're going to clear well. Bouncing ball, pushing the back maybe.
Good take,
Hamish
though. How was
Allen.
the take off
I'm
the
not sure
ground?
who took it. It went to Allen. His kick, they missed the target as well. Josh Perks has it.
Wow,
And
Charlie.
a chance for Princess to settle to jolly in front of the Anzac Hall.
Charlie Gibson's pick off the ground and handball was sensational then. What's his background, Charlie Gibson? Has he played SNFL footy?
Can't recall it.
Just on the back of that one touch, the kid's got some skill.
Yeah.
So, Perryman has it now. Actually, I don't think that is Perryman, is it?
You're
It's a long way away. I don't know. He's left footer, so it could well be him. Long down the
Riddle.
line for Mitch Robinson. Riley variety. Gets back quickly, no fuss. Long now again, trying to give Lucas Schulz an opportunity one-on-one. Can't take it, but it does bring the ball forward. That's good footy, PAC. Saints there. PAC still in it here. Go around the corner, running back with a fly to the ball. Number 40, who is? Harry.
Mr. Phantom.
The Phantom. We still don't know.
We still don't know.
Phantom, what's Lambo doing over there? Have we got that message to him? I sent him a text.
Maybe. I think the carrier pigeon is got lost at the Gransky van. Anyway.
Chris Curran with the green
Curran.
boots, Phil?
Yeah, well, look, I don't mind it because it's easy to... I always like players to have something individual about them to stand out, and that always helps. Out the back, Hargraves. Lots of blue around this ball, but they can't pick it up. And in the end, they all look at the umpire saying, look, we can't get it. Can you work it out for us? We're not too far away from, we're in time on, and it is a 15-point lead to St. Peter's, although Princes are attacking. And if there's going to be another goal before half-time, they would want it.
Low scoring affair.
Very
Only
low
6
scoring
goals
affair.
to this stage of the game.
Certainly not due to the size of the oval. It is quite large. A bit narrow maybe here, but yeah, shouldn't be a problem. You can see a bit of the wind take that one as the kick comes out for Russell. And again, Stacks on the mill. Umpire Crosby will come in and will ball it up.
Yeah, good defensive effort by Perryman there. And we'll go. Neil, first hands on the ball. Got the numbers here. Jolly, what can he do? You know he's going to come back on the left foot. I don't know why the player got fainted to the right-hand side. In the end, it's Oscar Clark who kicks long. But a great intercept mark from Toby Schulz. He's certainly a contender for the player of the match. Best player on the ground. He's certainly a contender at this stage. Now he goes long into the corridor. We've got Jordan Lockwood in good position and McClay. Oh, he nearly marked it. Neil hits it, keeps it alive. Now Stacks on the mill. Still spills up. I love the way the umpires have let this game go a little bit today. McNamara to Clark. He gives it off to Curran. He's been good, Curran. Now they're inside 50 PAC. Good defence from St. Peter's, as has been the case all game so far. They have held PAC to 2 goals. Their defensive effort's been terrific.
Alrighty. Here comes Saints. They'll bring it right towards us here. You're filming Footy Crew in this wonderful facility that Prince Alfred have erected for us to bring you this game this afternoon. We do thank the crew there.
Great kick.
That is a great lead and kick and mark. Too far out to score though. Jock McClay won't be able to kick it to himself if he hurries up. He can now. I've been told this is Harry Cadmore, which has got me totally and utterly confused because I'm sure he was wearing 24 or 32. But that's the live story. Allen, 60 out, hand pass around. Kick partially smothered. Go back and get it. Did that well. Then lost the football. That is holding the ball because there was nothing correct about that disposal.
I think the coach could go back and have a look at that. Number 40 had an opportunity to handball it off to Brett Russell, who would have been on his left foot. Just had to turn the right way as he got the free kick. Turn inside, miss Russell, end up kicking it himself. I think the play would have been better had he used Russell. Anyway, they're back on the half-back line, St. Peter's. Good pressure from the forward half by Prince Alfred, but in the end, it will be that man Russell, the left footer, who gets it off the half-back flank. Lowers his eyes. Nice to blue boots. That's Hargraves, of course. Just pumps it a little bit. Oh, beautiful one-arm mark taken by Jesse O'Brien there. He goes also on the left foot. Look at that kick to Luke Mitchell. Absolute terrific mark by Jesse O'Brien. He made something out of nothing because the kick wasn't the greatest to him, was it?
Is he able to kick on both feet? Because he looked like he was going to go right and then had that open. I mean, that's a great forward play.
Yeah, it was.
And this is a massive kick. I know it's 15 points, 21 points, but it just will give Saints a 3-goal lead in a low-scoring game and some big momentum to take into the halftime sheds.
Yeah, he's been good, Mitchell. He's been really good. Has a couple of hiccups on the way through. Oh, he misses what he should have kicked, though. Gee whiz, an experienced player like him knows. You mentioned the win earlier, Phil. He had probably had to go just inside the left post.
There is a gigantic flag.
Yeah.
It's not like you go to a lot of grounds and the windsock seems to disappear on the Friday night before a home game. There's a big flag that's telling you which way it's blowing. Off hands in front of the Anzac. I hope the ladies are enjoying their afternoon tea.
Just got a almost half-time score at Brighton. Glenunga 5, well, it might be at Glenunga actually. Glenunga 5-5, Brighton 2-4. So
the Rams up and
Glenunga,
about. And look, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great Division 1 competition this year.
Yep.
Rock's the bottom team, and they've won a game. When they go down, they tend to go down a bit heavily. And hopefully we'll get an update from their Tea Tree Gully clash. All to happen at the halftime break. Can Princes get a late one here or can? Well, O'Brien says don't argue to Larson. Welcome back. Larson takes a while to get back up. And
is that payback, Phil, was it? Is that what you're suggesting?
I don't know. I mean, O'Brien has done some hard, tough things in this game. And he had the footy. And usually if you have the footy, you're focused on that.
It was Mitchell that he cleaned up, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, anyway. Princes have it. Clear off the halfback flank. Expect the horn to go at any second. Keep your ears out for that. But it's with Singleton. Maybe one last chance for the Redmen. He's in the true centre wing position. In front of our broadcast view. Not really sure. Oh, there you go. 3 seconds left. Off the touch. Beautiful work by James to get the timekeeper's clock. I've never seen that before.
Nice smothered by Lockie de Cesare there.
And that is half time.
Still can't hear the buzzer or the bell
or
whatever they're using over there.
But it is half time.
Is it an old Saint going?
Let's hope it's not within a goal late in the final quarter, because that could get fascinating. Alrighty, it is half time. St Peter's 4-7-31, Princes 2-3-15. Saints kicked 2 goals, Princes 1 in that quarter, a 16-point margin. I've got 2 goals to Jock McClay, 1 to Jesse O'Brien and Ben McGill, singles to Lucas Schultz and Mitch Larson. We'll take a break. More coming up, including a great halftime interview with Lamb.
The Simon Black Academy is a 3-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
St Peter's. It's their local derby or derby. The score is 2-3, 15 to 4, 7, 31. Great game so far. The Oval's in great nick. More importantly, I got the great president from Prince Alfred, and he's trying not to laugh. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, Lambo, very well. Actually, it's not president, it's co-chairman now. Tim Hall and I are sharing the role. It was Michael Siciliano did it for so many years, and he did such a wonderful job. It took two of us to do what he did.
Jim, magnificent words. Mate, I know today there's 11 players under the age of 21 who's put their hand up and they got selected. I spoke to Pitt before the game and he said that's great for the club, and I reckon they've held their own pretty well at the half-time, mate.
Yeah, they have. They're trying really hard, Lambo, and that's all we can ask. You know, we've lost a hell of a lot of players. Our forward line, we lost about 140 goals from last year's grand final. Brazil, North Adelaide, Jake Pitt, who has moved to Geelong, Tom Bartlett's retired, and there's 120 odd goals. So, and the experience that comes with it. But we've got the school has produced a number of terrific players, and they're involved now. They want to be involved, and they love this challenge. They love being part of this. We knew today was going to be a challenge, and they're playing their best foot forward.
They are. Look, we know you've got a few gun players out too, but it's about today. So second half, we can see a bit of improvement. I think what I see just watching the game, if you're on ball, step up a little bit more too, and I think sometimes it's just coming at your forward line a bit easy. What do you think there, Jim?
It's a bit of a cliched thing, isn't it? But it's so true. It starts in the middle, and if we can get on top there, it's exactly what Pitt said at quarter time, that it is coming out of their forward line too easily, out of our forward line, I should say. And they've got some key targets, Maclay, Mitchell. So they're pretty bloody good footballers. So we need to be on our best. But it's what is it? 15 to 31. They've won the first half, but we've got to win the second half now.
We do. And I'm expecting Prince Alfred to come back in the second half. But more importantly, what I want to talk to you about, I had the opportunity with James, our cameraman, to come here last night to celebrate, to actually let everybody know in the launch of your new club rooms. You've got all the big ticks from the council to start building, and in a minute you can just run us through all the beautiful the designs, the costs. And you know what, Jim, I know you and Tim have put a lot of work in. Heard the school headmaster last night with all his support, and it looks absolutely magnificent. And from my point of view, it's just going to make a lot of people want to come to the club, be on board, but it's just going to make Prince Alfred a football club to be recognised for, mate.
Yeah,
well done.
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming last night. It was terrific that you both came. It was the launch, the soft launch as we call it. We've done a lot of hard work raising the money. It's a lot of money that needs to be raised, and the design work that as you've seen that we've come up with, it's not going to be the biggest place in the world, but it's going to be very, very purpose built for what we want. It's going to be AFL approved. It's going to have all of those things. Female. It's going to be right for the females. It's a very, very, very well designed and terrific building. So we can't wait. Hopefully we'll start in June or July for the start of ready for the start of the 23 season.
I saw some costings on the Excel or the spreadsheet last night. $3 million project. Fantastic. You've raised a lot of money already. There's a little bit, there's a bit of a gap, but I know, and I think you know too, there's a lot of people out there who support Prince Alfred, and that'll be fingers crossed, and that can cover it too, mate.
Lambo, we're very, very fortunate. Self-funded. We're funding the whole thing. The government have supported us. There was an opportunity to apply for a grant, and we did, and we were successful in getting that. But reality is that it's completely self-funded. The council, they just give us the property. We pay rent to be there, but we're doing the building, and we're going to raise all of the money. It's about 3.1 million. We still need about 700,000. But we'll get there. We're confident we'll get there. We know we need to get there because, as you said, the ground at Park 9 now is magnificent. Is almost as good as there is in the league as far as the surface is concerned. Unfortunately, we can't say that about the facility. Hopefully, this time next year we'll be standing in front of a beautiful facility.
Won the grand final last year. Getting something like this built will just put the club in a better position, but also too, opportunity for more sponsorship. People want to come on board, and players. Nothing like bringing a new player to the club and his first impression goes, there's a wow factor. Yeah. And I think Pitt was asked that question last night.
Yeah, he was.
And he said, You know, not putting where you are down at the moment, but it's just going to make life easy for you and the club, mate.
It is. It's funny. He was asked that question by Max Burford last night, and it's. I think Pitty's reply was that we get them to sign the contract before they arrive at Park 9, because it is. You know, it's a shed in the park, really. But that's okay. It is what we've got at the moment. But we know in time it's going to be better. It'll be something that we'll be very proud of. We're proud of it as it is at the moment. So we'll be even more proud when we get this up and running and finished.
So well done, mate. Hats off to you and Tim and everybody. I know it's been hard work. There's still more work to go. Prince Alfred at the moment, grand final, premiers last year, fantastic. This year, 1 and 2. Have you got some more sponsors on board? Have you lost a couple? Jim, where are you going in that area?
Lambo, I think the great thing about the league this year, it's so terribly even. I don't know that there's a standout team. We played Old Iggy's a couple of weeks ago, and they were fantastic. And they've come up from Div 2, won Div 2 last year. They beat Goodwood Saints last week. Our sponsors, we're very, very lucky. We've moved from the Sussex over to the Havelock, which has been a wonderful thing for the players. The players really put it on us to find somewhere that they wanted, and they were very, very happy with that. We still get great support, of course, from Thomas Foods and Coopers and the people that have been with us for a long time. Resourceco is a brilliant sponsor. So we're very fortunate. The same ones there. We're getting a lot of support from our smaller type people, just a couple $100 here and there. So we're in a pretty strong position. 5 teams this year, fantastic, which is a great thing. Yeah. That's been a challenge. Most clubs have gone less in reduced number of clubs. We've increased to 5. We've needed that, and I was delighted to say that last week we had 21 in the A's, 21 in the B's, 25 in the C's, 25 in the D's, and 25 in the E's. So I think it's 117 players. I think it is, which we're pretty proud of.
Fantastic, mate. What's your selling point? Before we go, if you had to sell Prince Alfred and get somebody on board, or a sponsor, or put in some more money towards the club rooms, what is it, Jim? Just tell us, why should they be involved with Prince Alfred, mate?
Lambo, we discussed this at a selection meeting this week. Really, what are we about? What are we doing? How do we select the teams that we want? Yep. And we're all about the kids that play for us having a good time. We want to win. We want to win a Division 1 flag, of course. Everyone wants to win that. They want to win a Div C8 game. But reality is that we're here to give Old Reds a game of footy. You'll have a lot of fun. We can guarantee you'll have a lot of fun. Hopefully you'll win a few football matches, but we're about enjoyment and having a lot of fun, whether it be on the field or at the pub afterwards, whether it be mateship. We all look after one another, so that's all part of it. We're just having a good time.
Fantastic. Of Adelaide Football League, we always love talking to you, mate, and you put on a good show for us, how you set up over there, and we appreciate everything, and fantastic facilities coming up, mate. So thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
All the best in the second half. Hopefully we can have a beer after and you come up and win by that last kick of the game, something special. But thanks for your time today, Jim.
We're going to have a beer in the rooms afterwards, so we'd love to see you in there.
Thanks Jim. Pleasure. Thanks very much.
The Simon Black Academy is a 3-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football, They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
And welcome back. Hope you enjoyed. Wasn't that a great interview with Jim Robinson and Lambo? And
Jim Robinson? Jim Parkinson.
Jim Parkinson.
Mitch Robinson.
Mitch Robinson. I got Mitch, Riley. No, whatever. Sorry. Some great facilities there at Park 9. We won't know the place.
Well, you mentioned a comment, Phil, which is really true when we were watching that interview, and that's every club needs a Jim Parkinson.
Yes.
And we think of Goodwood Saints president,
who was very handy to you last week.
Very, very handy. Stepped in at the last minute and picked up COVID as a result, so we apologise for that. But Craig Scott, Jim Parkinson, two of the really unsung heroes. Well, not unsung, because Jim Parkinson sings about it constantly, but both really good contributors to their clubs, and good clubs need people like those two blokes.
They do, in good hands, and one of the great things he's done, if he can convert Park 9 into what we saw at half time, that will be sensational. As has been coming back to Prince Alfred College here for this, well, it's almost becoming an annual event. So the game hasn't really lived up to the occasion though much yet, or am I just being a bit dour because I haven't seen a high score fest?
Yeah, I think that's what it is, Phil. We mentioned it at quarter time, it's just maybe some of the stuff inside front 50. Both teams defensively have been very good, in particular St Peter's to hold Prince Alfred to 2 goals is an exceptional effort for a half. They're the reigning premiers. So, sometimes it's like watching a soccer game, Phil. You've got to applaud the defensive side of the game, and both sides have been good in that area. Yes, I'd like to see a few more goals spill this half, and we may get that as the game opens up, but the one-on-one pressure's been pretty good. Trying to find a best on-ground candidate at this stage. I've got a few from St Peter's: Hargraves, O'Brien, Schulz, Mitchell. Very good in the first half. And for Prince Alfred, liked Mackenzie Slee. I liked Chris Curran's games. So we'll get underway now, though. It's Lockwood up against Neil. Neil with a nice jump and a left-handed palm. Gets his follows his work up, gives it to Jolly, who gives it to Mackenzie Slee. Can't get it out of the middle here. Now it's with Saints. That's an unusual type handball by the Pope. Looked like he was giving out the pill. Not the pill, the host. I meant Pope doesn't give out the pill, Phil. You know that. Dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
So the umpire has decided.
You were a St Michael's lad, weren't you?
St Paul's boy.
St Paul's boy, of course. So Swoosh, of course, yes.
Jordan Neal it is that's won the free kick, gives it to Jolly. Don't know why you give it to him when he's running on that side, but he is good on the right foot. Have a look at that kick. Perfect. And it's hit up. If you can pick the number there, Phil.
I think we had this issue before. It's Oscar Clark.
Oscar. Is he related to the other Clark that's pulled out today? Probably. He's got Oliver Clark, I think it is. Anyway, he's gone long Clark looking for Wicks. Don't talk about his wine anymore because we've yet to see it. Now, the brothers combine again. We're back into the corridor here. Hamish Allen has it. He's got to play it loose. If he can get it to him, he does, but it's not the greatest kick. Puts him under a little bit of pressure. Brad Coulson can't take it cleanly. Gets it back now, though. What's he going to do with this handball? They're going around in circles. It's really, really unusual footy at best.
How they achieve that.
Yes.
But it's actually a effective inside 50 and a shot on goal.
Well, what you saw there, Phil, was a complete, and this is a worry for Prince Alfred, a real opportunity for them to be able to turn the ball back into their favour there, and they had enough mistakes by St Peter's, but they weren't able to do that, and the lack of pressure allows Lockie de Cesare to hit up the big Schulte, the big Jock McClay, and he's going to have a crack from just inside 50. It's not the greatest kick, but I tell you what, that has gone through. No, that's touched, and well, we start off the second half like St. Peter started the first half, and that is by missing gettable goals.
Yeah, but it was a pretty accurate kick, just needed a little bit more height. As Jolly has got the kicking duties, interestingly, comes out to Will Charlton.
Well, best kick in the team.
Yeah, but it looks like they've decided that they need him down in defence. Curran had it, and McClay had Curran. And Jock, well, this would be too far out to score, but there's our fit 25.
Who was that against?
I'm not sure.
He's talking to Jolly.
Yeah,
it's a free kick off the ball, is it? Or no, it was 25, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's for usually that signal is for a scrag, but I'm not sure. Certainly, there's a reasonable amount of dissent occurring.
Yes, there's no AFL rule being applied here for dissent, is there?
Yeah. So McClay, his last shot was accurate. Just lacked a little bit of distance. He's closer and more in front this time.
Well, let's hope he hits it on the boot a bit better than the last kick, Phil, because that was a tumble punt. Oh, it's not the greatest kick either, to be honest with you. Has it gone through? It has. Yep. Okay. It didn't look convincing on its trajectory, did it? It didn't kick with any real speed, but nice result in the end, and puts them out to 5 goals, 8. A nice margin opening up now. That's his third, and he's been, you could easily say, he's been the difference between the two sides. PAC lack the forward presence that McClay is giving St. Peter's.
Read my mind, Jacko. First strike, and that is actually, for mine, 3 goals in a row in a low-scoring game. That's a lot here.
Yep.
Game high, 23-point margin. Princes need the next one. Opening minutes of the third quarter. Umpire Crosby puts it up, Neil with the tap. O'Brien got it out. It's going to be a St. Peter's clearance. Beautiful pick up by Russell. In the end, they're going forward. It's not pretty football, but it is going to be effective. Here's the kick from Coulson. McClay is lurking. He hits the deck. No free kick given across the line of behind. Saints 5-9, 39. Could almost have this over if they had a kick straight. Princes, well, they can't kick straight either. Saints are going to go forward once again. Can't even blame the wind on that one.
Johnny Reid from the Crows now on the centre wing. Brings the ball back into forward 50. It's 2v5 and the 2 win. Luke Mitchell, 4 players there from Prince Alfred, unable to touch the footy. That's poor defence. And the coach needs to have a look at that during the week.
We mentioned that we thought that Saints would have the experience, body and height advantage. It's certainly been on show in these opening few minutes of the third quarter.
Yeah, and you expect that on a one-on-one, but when you've got 4 players there, you cannot afford to let the opposition mark that easily. Anyway, Luke Mitchell on about the same angle as McClay was, and a similar result. I think it holds its line. It does. Luke Mitchell, he is playing a very, very good game, and tell you what, it's very rare that full forwards or centre forwards get best on grounds. We tend to give it to touches and midfielders all the time, but those 2 boys are having a massive influence on this game and are proving very difficult for PAC to combat.
It was all about to castigate Luke Mitchell because he missed one down the other end, not compensating for the breeze. I thought, you haven't allowed on that kick, but it straightened up, and just by him tilting his head, as you saw there on the replay, ensured that it went through.
Never fails, the head tilt. Never fails.
Back in the middle, Jolly got the clearance. The quick kick finds the open play, as he always seems to do. This is Josh Gurrells on the edge of 50.
Coming into the game now, Jolly.
Gurrells to the hot spot. Who's the target for Princes? Off hands, there's a goal. Mitch Wicks read that nicely. And a very important reply needed for Princes to stay in the contest.
Yeah, not sure about him being in great position because the ball's gone over the top here. Maybe he sensed that it was going to go over the top. It just fell into his arms, doesn't it? Sometimes luck is a fortune, they say, Phil.
Allowed to get goal side.
Correct, yep. So that's about the defence there by
Sip and Save
James
scoreboard. We thank them for them. 3-3-21 to 6-9-45. Do want to mention quickly some of our other sponsors, including Jason at thebannercrew.com.au.
Thanks, Jace. We've got our new jackets today, mate. Thank you.
Yes, just in the nick of time too.
As it drops to about -3 here on the great grandstand. St. Peter's out of the middle. Short, just a poor kick. You got to be able to kick the ball low when you're only kicking 30 metres. We've seen that a little bit today, so I think both sides probably need to have a look at their short kicking game. But number 36 there from Prince Alfred, Patrick Singleton, has nearly had his head ripped up.
He don't want to even get the free because they've decided to play on without him. Sumner with the kick down the outer wing in the Lambo direction. And in the end, was that spill out of bounds? Yep. Going to be a throw in just the other side
free
of the
kick,
barbecue.
I think, Phil.
Oh, no, it is too. Good read.
Free kick to Pitt.
Coach's call.
They want to get 2 in a row, won't they? I don't think they've kicked 2 in a row all day.
Correct. Garrels, who's been a good link man in that Anzac Hall pocket. No real sense of urgency about it.
No.
Into the pocket.
Got a free kick.
I
Well played for.
Deegan is going to get a shot.
Yep.
Once they stop pushing and shoving each other. And here, was that? No, it is Deegan.
Well, we'll see how they kick it in Tassie. He's going very close to the man on the mark for mine. It's off 2 steps. Did everything wrong, but it went straight through the middle, Phil.
It's been that kind of day, hasn't it?
And a little bit of momentum through the ball as you're kicking. The 2 steps doesn't allow you to do that, but gee, it was nice contact with the boot. Lovely drop punt. And if he keeps that up, PAC won't see too much of him. He'll end up back at the bay.
Yeah, in the end, the goal umpire from that angle barely had to move. A much needed one.
2 in a row to PAC. They've got a sniff. And I'm not talking about Lambo sniffing over there at the far side.
4 individual goal scorers on the Sip and Save scoreboard. 4-3-27. St. Peter's 6-9-45. Back to 18 points. Got up to about 30 momentarily. In the middle.
Lockwood handballs it. Now they go deep in, a one-on-one Mitchell. I'll back him here. Oh, it's well done by the Prince Alfred defender. Gets it on the boot quickly. No one able to take this, but he hit the ball running there. The St. Peter's 24, Harry Cudmore. Now we're inside the corridor. The umpire's found a free kick to Wicks. He kicked the goal. A couple of handballs on quickly. Gives it to Mackenzie Slee. Lowers the eyes beautifully. Oh, good position, Lucas Schulz. Unlucky not to take that one. Ends up with Joshua Garrels. Well, almost got one in the Garrels, but he didn't. The ball spills out. Been waiting to say that all day, Phil.
No, I reckon that's a nice one-off one, mate.
One off. Righto, ball up. Lockwood hits it forward. PAC in best position. Could they go 3 in a row? That'll liven things up. Oh, Robinson so close. It wasn't Robinson Caruso there, but they're still in it here. Larson's in the best position. Wheels onto his left, trusty foot. Lowers the eyes, just doesn't quite hit the target. They're still in it though. They got the numbers. But in the end, that's the trusty work of McGill onto Patrick Fay, onto Bradley Coulson.
And they're off down the wing, although...
What's going on there?
Cudmore, that to me is Cudmore from what I remember of last year. So 40 for mine is still up for grabs. It's been turned over. It's going to switch to the school side wing here, the Kent Town side.
Wicks.
And Wicks has it and just stops momentarily. Draws the play. Oh my goodness. And somehow it ricochets back.
Is that a set play?
There's you couldn't plan that if you tried. Riley Robinson has it on the 50-metre arc. Puts it up to the hot spot. Deegan trying to provide that target. They're going hand for hand there with the ball. Princes have some numbers. Diving onto it was Moriarty. Umpire says no one can get rid of it. Ball it up 30 metres out in front of the Princes goal. They're making a comeback. They've kicked a couple in a row. They trail by 3 goals.
They do. I'm just looking for the coach, mate. I can't see Pitt out there because just a little bit of magic from him would be really important now. The ball's locked inside their forward half of the ground. They still got it. Wicks is up there trying to get another goal. Keeps it alive. Robinson still there. Josh Perks No one able to take it cleanly, but the forward pressure was really good on that occasion from PAC.
Well, he's not on the sideline.
Look behind the footy. The numbers are 1-on-1, but McGill off the back of the contest. It's been marked, however, by Chris Current. I've liked his game. I've mentioned that. Watch this. Lower the eyes. Punch. Good defence from Saints. And they go forward now, courtesy of Chris Moriarty.
All right, into some open space. Race for pace. Curran leading Coulson to the ball. Coulson makes a good contest. Gets the claps from the St. Peter's bench, the blue part there. Nice to see that Prince Alfred have loaned them a little marquee for the day.
Must be on the bench, Pitt, is he? Because
I've had a look with the binoculars and I can't see him there.
There's 3 on the bench there now, sitting side by side. I cannot see him on the ground.
Yeah. What number are we? Oh, I'll leave you to have a look around.
Yep.
I'll call a bit of footy.
Yep.
Not that there's exactly a lot happening here. Somehow a kick out of a tackle. Inside Saints forward 50. A few players lost their feet. That is Charlton managed to keep his. High kick. Sumner managed to mark and keep his before Faye descended. Now they're trying to run it through the middle. Here's Oscar Clark. Gets it and taken down late. Going to be a free downfield.
Pitt's gone back.
Pitt is right in the T-saucer.
Yep, he's back in defence.
Okay, Riley Robinson, outside 50, launches long to the line, and it's going to be an uncontested mark to Ed Murdoch, who wheels around, snaps.
3 in a row, Phil.
3 in a row, a hat trick to Princes, and they're right back in this contest. Sip and Save scoreboard has St. Peter's Old Scholars 6-9-45. Prince Alfred Old Collegians 5-3-33.
2 goals off the pace, but I tell you what, they've come to play in the third quarter. So effective. They've changed the side up a little bit. I mentioned putting Pitt back. Now trying to see where he is, where he's gone now. And so the forward line consists of the tools up there for a PAC, Deegan, Robinson and Lucas Schull. So they're the 3 tools. So Pitt, that allows the Pitt play back, I assume, but I can't see him again now.
He's disappearing well, hasn't he?
Yeah. Anyway, it's
he's
theirs
the one bloke that we both know what he looks like.
Yeah, I think he is actually on the bench now, I think. But Neil has got it.
Yes, he is.
Lowers the eyes nicely. It's working well, the new forward structure for him. Deegan got it. He lowers the eyes. This is the one. Oh, just he's like a bee's whisker away, Lucas Schulz, from having a good game. If he can make this tackle, he doesn't, but there's enough heat there from his teammate in Joshua Garrels.
He looks raw, Lucas Schulz.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit to him. He gets to the ball.
Well, that's half the battle. If he can get to the right spot, and he's doing that nicely, so the next part is just to mark it when he gets there.
Get some.
So boundary throw in, trapped inside. If they can go one more, they'll be back within a goal. Mitchell does strong body work, but nicely marked again by, I reckon that's Curran.
Yep.
And he goes into the corridor. Will Charlton, what will he do? He also goes short to Perryman. Don't pay the Perryman. He looks up on the trusty left foot. You know he can hit a target. The forwards lick their lips. Look at that kick. It's an absolute beauty, but couldn't get on it. Josh Garrels. Good defence from St. Peter's. Well, the game has gone up a notch. And St. Peter's standing up defensively, but not looking all that dangerous attacking-wise.
3 goals without a miss to 2 goals, 2 this quarter.
Gave away a free kick. Lucas Schulz there.
Saints kicked the first 2 and it looked like they were on their way. But Princes have kicked the last 3 to win the quarter and reduce this half-time deficit just a smidge.
Yep.
Always say next goal's critical. But let's go to Lambo.
Momentum has changed the last 10 minutes. They've kicked the last 3 goals, Prince Alfred, especially at ground level. Their skill effort has been fantastic. Back to you, boys.
Yes, a bit of a change in the forward structure. Lucas Schulz has now come up the ground, which has allowed this situation here to occur. Might have got a result out of it straight away. This could be a free kick for holding the ball. It is. So like that and played on, and that's 4 in a row. End up being kicked by McNamara, but like the fact that what they did there, PAC. Lucas Schulz pushed up. He's been deep for most of the game. He now pushed up to the half-forward line. That allowed Robinson to go deep in defence. And as I said, almost took the mark. He didn't, but the ball spilled out and McNamara in best position. 4 in a row. They're back to a goal. It is time to see what St. Peter's are made of, Phil.
Yeah, and Deegan has been a busy forward as well.
He has.
So far this quarter after a reasonably quiet first half. And I think he was a reasonably late inclusion into the side. All right. It's going to be Prince's again. This was with McNamara. It's going to be a clearance though in favour of Mitchell. High ball looking for McClay. Thumb from behind. 30 metres out. Somehow a beautiful pick up. I think that was O'Brien again.
Oh.
His kick over the back. Who can run onto it? It's going to be Saints to kick across goal. I can't believe they did not score. I can't believe a lot of things out of that play, but I cannot believe that kick missed everything. How far out was the kick?
Wow, lucky for Prince Alfred, really.
Yeah. Throw in, kick out of thin air
Doesn't
by
matter.
Lockwood.
Goal now.
It's been picked up. I'll need to see the replay.
Was the Pope, mate.
It was the Pope. His first goal to Michael Pope. A steadier for St. Peter's.
Yes, indeed. And if we go back far enough, we missed it, but have a look at the ruck craft here from Pope. Just got to the back corridor. No protection there whatsoever from Prince Alfred. You can't have that where a player can get to the back of a contest, restart inside 30 metres from goal, and pity would be filthy on that, particularly in light of the fact they had kicked 4 in a row and had really come at it. They just had to steady. Look, certainly 2 goals now off the pace, and still plenty of time to play, so no panic stations for sure, but he'd be disappointed with that one.
Yeah, 4 in a row into what we think is the slightest of slight breezes. Ends up with O'Brien again. Mitchell in the ruck has been pretty good getting those clearances out. Lockwood with the thump. Prince's defence under pressure. They won't want to dilly-dally here. They don't. Mackenzie Slee over Allen, who probably didn't realise he had a great chance of an intercept before slipping over. They work at 1-2. Pitt onto Jolly. McGill comes in to try and make the tackle, and in the end probably a bit of pressure. A rare turnover from Jolly, and they're running it right through the middle, St. Peter's.
Luke Mitchell's last 5 minutes has been sensational, and that's a great mark by McClay. Wheels onto his right foot, goes long looking for Lockwood. Oh, it doesn't take it, should have the big fella, but battles up okay. And Hugo Kelly able to relieve the ball in the direction of Adam Perryman. Now it heads towards Will Charlton. No one can take this ball. It's still loose, bobbling this way, that way. Ends up with Tommy Sumner. He handballs it forward. Jeez, they're throwing themselves in it. Crucial period of the game, this one. Saints realise they just gave the ascendancy to PAC, and Lockie McNamara looks like he might have caught one there, Phil, on the half-back flank.
He's a bit slow getting up. He'll get the football. Always in the junior footy, they tend to recover pretty quickly if you give them the football.
Yeah, that's right. It's like it's got an aspirin on it the outside of the footy.
Magic touch of the leather, but that's what it works at this level. Kick down the wing in front of Lambo there. Some good hands in traffic. Jolly under pressure. Somehow got an effective hand pass away. Schultz comes in with a don't argue thump.
How was that?
AFL would probably call that deliberate, but
yes.
it was a decent play just to get it out of the danger zone. And they throw in right in front. True centre wing. Right in front of the Prince's Alfred bench.
Tony Neal's just sent me a message. Glenunga 5 up halfway through the third. He's off to Goodwood now. What's he being paid to do?
He's
the runs,
roving.
He's a roving reporter. Does 5 mean 5 goals or 5 points?
Would be good to have that. You can only assume it's points unless told otherwise.
Yeah, I'll send him a message and ask. But we've got a game on our hands here, Phil. We don't need to go any further than what we've got in front of us, because this has really turned on its head in the last 15 minutes.
It's a game with implications too. Saints win this, they're 3-1. Princes lose, they're 1-3. If Princes win, everyone's 2-2.
2-2.
And at this stage of the season, they look, that has a look about it as the season starts to settle.
McNamara round the corner, goes towards Deegan. Well done by Toby Schulz. Nice bit of play here by Chris Moriarty. We're into the corridor. McGill gives it to Hamish Allen. Lowers the eyes nicely. It's the left footer, I think. It is. Brett Russell. He lowers his eyes. Beautiful football. Has a terrific passage of play. It's ended up in the hands of Patrick Fay. That's come from centre half back. 3 or 4 really intelligent kicks, Phil. Instead of just blasting the ball, you see what's happened. Lockwood's gone forward. Probably with all due respect, if Macleay was down there, you'd be wanting to rush the ball in. But Lockwood's having a well-earned break from the ruck, and it's ended up with Patrick Fay. How's it look off the boot? Oh, he can't keep it on course. It almost appears that every goal that's been missed today has been missed to this
Which
side,
is weird,
the right-hand
because the
side.
breeze is going the other way. Maybe
Yeah.
some overcompensation. 7-10-52, 6-3-39. 13-point margin on the Sip and Save scoreboard. Delivery 24/7. There's Pitt in the back pocket. Just trying to see what... Oh, there he is. Where he was going for a sec. There was a teammate out there. And they work it around the school side wing, Larson. He's had his moments.
Yeah, like him, Phil.
Perks sort of intercepted that one, moved it on quickly to a one-on-one.
Toby Schultz.
Toby Schultz in a one-on-one, though, is a hard man to beat. To Gibson, and the Saints will slow it down a bit. 23 gone in the third. They have the 13-point lead.
Yep, he's gone into the corridor, Gibson. I think he's given it to Bradley Coulson. He lays it off to Mitchell. He's been really good in the last 10 minutes. He now goes to Lockwood with that long kick. Well, not sure he took that cleanly with the first bite, but he's ended up with it, Jordan, and he's farmed it off to Jesse O'Brien. He goes now long, and that's the one that kills you with PAC. They've been trying to make sure they don't get too many one-on-ones against Jock Macleay because he's just too strong, too tall, too experienced, too clever.
Oh, you set him up now. On 3 goals, looking for a 4th, and this would really be a settler for the Saints with 3/4 time imminent.
Yeah, 4 goals clearly would be the best result by anyone on the ground, and he's been good right from day one. Looks like Pitty's given him a bit of advice from behind. Much better run up on that one. Have a look at that. Straight through. 4 goals to Jock Macleay, and he is the difference between the two sides at the moment.
He might be taking home Lambo's Emporium at this rate because he's down for the player of the day and he's got 4 goals, so he's got the chance of the player of the day. Because do we have the unwritten rule that you can't win more than 1 prize?
Yeah. Spread it around. Spread the love, Phil.
Spread the love, okay. Oh, well, then we're going to have to work out which one's which because, well, who knows? Maybe Luke Mitchell will bubble in there somewhere because he's had an impact going into the centre in this last 5 minutes. He's at it again, up against Deegan. Spills to Slee, playing midfield. Never thought I'd see that in Sandville days. We'll go to Lambo at our next break and play. Spills to Larson. Larson, the worm burner, hits the post.
How's the pace there through the traffic?
Let's quickly go to Craig Lambert.
Jock McLean just came off for a break, boys. He's kicked 4 goals, so he's just giving me a bit of a rub down. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Lambo. I hope you're doing the rub downs. McGill. Nice catch. And I'll talk of Ben Variety. Got player in the corridor. Goes over the top of that player. That's intelligent football. Got another player on the outside if they can get it to him. It's Coulson that ends up with it. Now a nice take by Brett Russell. Wheels onto his trusted left foot. But McNamara reads the play the best. He's got options in the middle. He's got a couple there. He needs to switch the play. Does now. Took a while to get going. It's Tommy Sumner. He looks, he's got players right down the corridor if he can get them to him. Does a beautiful kick. Is it good English? Not sure. Perks it anyway, ends up with it. Goes to the wing. Good kick. Larson, unlucky to miss the last one. Looks up. Like the way he gets on with the game, this lad. Nice kick to centre half forward. Robinson, need a bit more from that lad. He's looked promising all day. A little bit like Lucas Schulz. They have looked promising. Almost a knee in the head to Josh Perks, but I think it might be holding the ball in the end. It is. All the players are calling for it. And Brad Coulson gets the free kick for St. Peter's.
Alrighty, we wait now for the silent siren or the horn, or at least they can hear it over there.
Cowbell.
The cowbell. Charlie Gibson has it. Not too many players, if any, behind him. Kicks it down the wing. Fair bit of red, but the quick clearance to the Saints. Now it's in open space. Now it's a race. Picked up by Princes. Perryman. I won't try and sing. I'll leave that to Jacko. Curran.
Wow.
Open player here on the broadcast side. Jock Piper. They want to keep it in the corridor, and both sides have played a lot of corridor footy today, which has been good to see.
Yeah, good kick from the Pied.
Pat Singleton. Again, not much time left. We'll want to get a wriggle on. Towards the half-forward flank, finds the coast. That's a good move. Had Jolly as an option, didn't use and went further downfield. And he again couldn't grab it, but deemed to be pushed in the process.
Yep.
And Lucas Schultz might get the final kick of the third quarter.
Probably didn't need to give away a free kick, St. Peter's, on the back of the way he had been marking it, but clearly was a free kick, Phil, and I think he deserved it. It's right on the siren. I think every quarter
and that is three-quarter time. This will be a kick after the siren, so I hope he doesn't play on.
I think we had a shot for goal pretty much in every quarter so far, on or close to the siren. You call it, Phil.
Alrighty, well, 25 out, 45-degree angle. Needs to aim for the left goal post and watch it swing to the right to reduce this 18-point margin. Lots of players on the mark. He sneaks it through. Schultz has his second goal today, and the margin is back to 7 or 6.
2 goals, isn't it? 12
2 goals.
Yep.
Just depends on when they up. Sometimes the scoreboard updates really quick.
I think it's 12. I think the margin is 12 points, but much better quarter by Prince Alfred. They probably, at one stage they kicked 4 in a row, and then a disappointing lack of concentration allowed Saints to get one back quickly. But Luke Mitchell was terrific. He just jumped back into the ruck and made a big difference for St. Peter's.
All right, we'll get the huddles from Lambo. We'll be back after the break with a big final quarter.
The Simon Black Academy is a 3-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au. Welcome back, folks. We were a little bit concerned at half-time, Phil, weren't we, that the game hadn't perhaps reached the spectacles, more so on the back of the fact that there'd only been 6 goals kicked for the first half. But that quarter, well, it's like the scoreboard has opened up. 9 goals scored for the quarter, much more entertaining when you see goals kicked. And PAC have now challenged St. Peter's. I can see Lockie McNamara doing a bit of a fitness test over there at 3/4 time. They'll want him back on if they're to win this game, PAC. But we're going to Craig Lambert shortly. He is at the St. Peter's huddle. Sometime shortly. Yeah, well, can't quite find Lambert at the moment.
What a great game so far, boys. The time only 12 points of difference. Prince Alfred kicked 4 unanswered goals. St. Peter's came back, and then Prince kicked the last goal. It can be anybody's game. Prince Alfred have been good all day with the young players. St. Peter's have got the experience. I'm tipping St. Peter's by about 9 points, but it's been great by everybody. Back to you, Phil and Jack A. Great calling.
Thanks to that, Lambo.
Well, he loves it, doesn't he?
He does. Wakefield Sports Clinic doing the interchanges today. Of course, the Sip and Save scoreboard and around the grounds 1 hour delivery 7 days a week. Can tell you, Old Ignatians have broken away from Payneham Norwood Union at lemon time. They lead by 27 points. But it's tightened up at Pertaringa, where at 3/4 time it is Teachtree Gully, top of the table. Rocks, 10th on the table. Teachtree Gully leading by 2 points.
Wow. Big day at Teachtree Gully today too. Past players and officials day. Commemorating, I think, some old premierships. So
And of
if
course
I could be a betting man, I reckon that crowd at Pertaringa at the last quarter will get Teachtree Gully up.
I reckon they'll get over the line. We did have Glenunga over Brighton from one of our remote reporters, and maybe we'll get something from Goody Saints Port District by day's end. But here, the Sip and Save scoreboard. Princes are back in the contest. Saints have a 2-buffer lead. The wind, don't think is that important.
No, I don't think it's favouring any end as such.
And if anything, for the first time, Princes kicked 5 goals, won that quarter. Saints 4-3. Just a bit more clinical in the finishing. Here we go with the final quarter. You're with Sean Jackson.
Yeah, Lockwood back into the ruck for St. Peter's up against James Deegan. Saints an opportunity to take it out. Lockwood it is now. Handballs it off to the Pope. He goes the barrel. Off to the half-forward flank, looking for Coulson. But a nice mark. Standing in the way was Perryman. Nino going to the left. He does. Looking for the ruckman. Plenty of numbers around this contest. No one able to take it out. And that time the umpire blew the whistle a bit quicker than they did in the first half. Tended to let the ball go in that circumstance in the first half, and I quite enjoyed that. But we are game on here. Saints by 2 goals, 12 points the margin. Lockwood feeds it out the back, can't take it cleanly. Now, head-high tackle, 1 earned by James Duncan. He looks in the corridor. They've been pretty good with that most of the day. Nothing there, so he decides to go long, down the line, in the direction of Big Jock McClay, who's been good with 4 goals. Perryman it is that wins it, gives it a jolly for PAC. He heads to the corridor. Good battle here, good contest. No one able to take it clean. The umpire says play on. Saints have the footy. Nick McGill, what will he do? Wheels on the inside. Lowers his eyes. Just can't keep the kick low enough, though. His brother ends up with it. Now it's Coulson around the corner to put Saints out by 3. Just pulled it to the left-hand side. What would have been almost an unbeatable margin, Phil.
Well, we've got some decisions to make coming up. We've got the New Balance Best on Ground, $100 New Balance voucher, and of course the iconic Dartfish beanie, the Simon Black Academy Player of the Game for the Powerade and the Archie Sandals, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Player Award. Looking after your mates, $100 from the voucher from the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. But it's a Saints free. Handing off to O'Brien from the edge of 50. High kick. Marclay on the lead.
Could he kick 5, Phil?
I reckon he is odds on here. He's had plenty of target practice.
5 for BOG, Phil.
And he'll almost... Look, in this modern footy, I haven't seen too many kick 5 in the recent years. In, what is he now, 4 out of 8 for Saints. Maybe it'll all ride on this kick. He starts left.
Got it.
He's done the... Oh, that's a well kick. Right down King William Street. He has 5. Saints get a critical first goal in this final quarter. And on the Sip and Save scoreboard, they got a 9-11-65. Prince Alfred Old Collegian 7-4-46. The margin out to 19 points. And that's a handy but not winnable buffer.
Yes, indeed. Certainly not over yet, but 3 goals. But they have done all the attacking early in the last quarter. We only played 3 minutes, but the PAC would have liked to get the first one. Let's see how we go now with Deegan in the ruck against Lockwood. The experienced Lockwood hits it nicely towards O'Brien. He gives it well tackled by Mackenzie Slee, who has had a terrific game for PAC. Wrapped up Hargraves there with a good tackle. So we get another go at it. Lockwood again this time. They come out through O'Brien. He's had a good game. Kicks this one nicely out to Mitchell. And I'll tell you what, if he kicks this one, you can almost shut the school gate. It'll be game over, Phil.
Hope they don't.
We can't get out there.
Car's parked inside. I got places to be.
Yeah, you get the car inside. You got some connections everywhere we go. Big Phil Herden, know what he doesn't know in Adelaide.
Don't have the old Thai network with Princes. Wrong school. But anyway, I take the compliment. But this is a massive kick.
You calling it?
No, you're calling it.
Okay, Mitchell with a stutter and another stutter. Nice over the footy. Just peels off to the right. Seems like as every kick, we've mentioned this in the third quarter, as that has missed today has gone to the right. And as a coach, you always ask if the player's going to err that he errs to the right-hand side for a right footer, because that's generally the ball will swing right to left.
So Princes have it in the back pocket down near the change rooms where there's a bunch of St. Peter's. I reckon they're the B grade side there. Quite a clump gathering by the centre square. I don't know who the heck kicked that, but they've moved it forward well with the bounce. Going back to get it is James Duncan. Has time to get it. Look up, get tackled. Who was that in hot pursuit?
Holding the ball.
That was Mackenzie Slee. I don't remember him having that speed of pursuit before. I must remember as a Dower defender. Oh! He just lived up to that. Quick hand pass over the top. Princes are playing with it. They're not getting it forward. Saints have come in to create the contest. Umpire says, I'll come in and sort it out if I must. 5 minutes gone. It's been all St. Peter's in this final quarter. A 20-point lead. Princes will probably need 4 goals to win it. And the Saints have it. Through the middle they go. Out to Allen, who marks just outside the T-saucer. He looks up. Where's McClay? He's one-on-one with one hand, if you don't mind. He's in range to seal the deal on this ball game.
For old Tommy Sumner, he's given away a lot of size there in that one-on-one contest, but a nice passage of play. I tell you what, Jordan Lockwood's been really instrumental early in this quarter, so they're clearly winning the ruck, aren't they, Saints? Mitchell did it when they were challenged in the third quarter, and Lockwood stepped up at the start of this quarter, getting first hand on the ball, the Saints midfielders, and making PAC play.
I might just give the player of the day to that kick, maybe, if Jock's going to be our MVP. Thinking of some alternates here. He starts left, and it stayed left.
Well, it's nice to see a goal missed to the left, I guess, Phil.
Wowee. So the couple of chances for Saints to seal it haven't been able to quite slam the door just yet. 21.6 minutes to go, and you're with Sean Jackson.
Perryman, you want the ball in his hands as much as you can. More jollies. He plays on. Long. Looking for Neil. No one able to take it. The ball spills over the back. Neither side had cover over the back. So we'll end up getting a ball in just in front of the ladies, I think. You did say it was ladies' day today.
Ladies' afternoon tea.
Ladies' afternoon tea. And does that mean they're getting sloshed? I'm not sure. Lockwood hits it.
Surely
hits it forward towards O'Brien. And almost at the stage where you go, well, we might start playing a player back if you were St. Peter's. The margin is 2 goals, 9, so 3.5. You could probably afford to go a bit
James
defensive.
Duncan is sort of filling that role at the moment without an opponent.
Yep. So that's more to do with what PAC are doing, actually. They're playing all their forwards up around the ball. They're only playing 4 forwards forward of centre, so the extra 2 have rolled up to the stoppage.
Trying to help out, but it's Saints who win the stoppage. Nice kick inside 50. You can run onto it. Frees up the man. Here's Jock for 6. The running shot right over the goal umpire's hat. I reckon that's the sealer.
Figaro.
Jacko is singing. I got no idea what that means, except
The fat lady has sung. It's all over, Phil.
St. Peter's 10-13-73, Prince Alfred 7-4-46. That is suddenly a 27-point lead. And a kick afterwards.
Lambo.
Let's go to Lambo.
Jock McLean like a bottle of red. Just gets better with age. 30 years old, 6 goals, great effort. Bar the room, he's in a kick 8 today. Back to you, boys.
Rumour sweeping the stands over there. Yes, it's been a fine game from Jock McLean. PAC have not had the answer to him defensively all day. My, oh my, I bet they wish Tom Brinsley had said yes.
Yeah. Yes,
Not Tommy
indeed.
Bartlett, he wouldn't have been able to handle him, but Tommy
No, it would
Brinsley.
have been a forward target.
Yeah.
Good to see the Brazzle Dazzle, by the way, get a league game with North Adelaide last week.
He got a league game, did he? That's
Yep.
good to see. Yeah, well done.
But back in the middle here.
Jolly to Neil. Saints get it though, courtesy of Cesare. Now Hargraves running onto it. PAC keep the ball out in front of Mitchell. Still in. Will they knock it out, PAC? They do in the end. And as Phil mentioned, there's quite a few supporters there just behind the ball.
They'd be getting excited. They'll be getting rowdy, I reckon.
Yep, they're trying to get the double header, the B and the A's Saints. Of course, having a good win in the B grade earlier on today.
Yeah, and I mean, look, these two are the rivals. The history says when Saints joined, Princes asked to be demoted to Div 2 so they could play them every year.
They play with each other.
That's it.
They play against each other.
Play against each other, I think is the better term there, Jacko.
Shoe fit.
And it's good that this rivalry at this stage that, is there on the Intercoal Day gets to continue after they leave school.
Yeah, for sure. And there'll be some of the players that might miss the Intercoal game because they're playing league footy or something, so they may have missed that opportunity, and this is a version of that. Umpiring's been pretty good today.
And the best thing is, after the game, you can have a drink and not worry about getting sprung by anyway, not saying that occurred at school level, of course.
Yep, plenty of numbers around this contest. No one sitting off the back for Saints, which is a surprise. Oh, yep. No, you did mention James Duncan. Looks like he's playing that role nicely. Someone else is trying to organise the defence back there. Chris Moriarty, they set it up nicely, and Johnny Reid back there performing a nice 3 parts of the diamond defence.
Every Prince Alfred player is 5 metres ahead of the centre circle.
Would you rather be a Prince or a Saint, Phil?
I reckon Prince in real life and Saint in the afterlife.
Lucky de Cesare. If some man wanders out in the middle of the oval there just to try and check the scoreboard, sorry, pal, there's a white line there. Get off the oval would be my advice. PAC from the kick in, forced to go short because the defence wall by Saints is very good. Time is of the essence. 11 minutes gone.
And I'm struggling, Jacko, to think of the last inside 50 that Prince Alfred have had.
Yeah, it's a good call. Yep, got all the answers at the moment. The Saints did pick them by 10 goals, so still got a way to go. 6 goals needed in 10 minutes. Not sure they can get there, but PAC have the ball into the corridor. Larson, I reckon it was. Hit up Chris Curran. First time I've seen him play. I've enjoyed watching him. He hands it off to Will Charlton. He runs in intelligently. How's the kick go? Not too bad. Good effort by Murdoch. But Saints got the answers. Cudmore gives it to McGill. Goes around the corner. Hardly 10 or 15. The Pope hits up the far side of the ground now. Courtesy of Chris Moriarty. He goes to the wing to Mitchell. Is that Mitchell? Maybe not. O'Brien, perhaps. That's Mitchell there in that contest.
With the blue boots, yes.
And has earned a free kick, has he? No, play on.
Play on. Prince Alfred have it. Sting's gone out of this one, you think, with the Mitch Weeks. It'd have to be quite a run on goals in a quick period of time to bring this game back to life. Schultz has it in the middle. Saints look poised, they look calm, they've got the skills. It's such a different scenario than what we were here last year when it was Prince Alfred putting on the clinic.
Well, they say a week's a long time in footy, Phil, but 12 months is an eternity.
Yep.
Could be a song around that, shouldn't there?
And there probably is.
Now they're playing around with it.
They are happy to waste a little bit of time. Bring it out to this side. Hey, look, it's a football. Nick McGill. They've worked at Jock McClay, looking for a Super 7 over his head. Princes will clear momentarily. Back to Nick McGill. Now to Reid, who's come a long way up. Johnny Reid!
Oof.
His kick-off hands, they flirt with the behind line. It goes over. Add 1 to the St. Peter's total. Oh, no, don't, because it's been ruled not a score. We won't do
Yep, Hugo Kelly kicks it long, but only McClay in best position for the Saints, who contest the ruck work now. They're inside 50. The question on everyone's mind is, can Jock McClay get 7? Still got plenty of time to get his 7th. 6 for the day, the most outstanding forward on the ground. So he competes in the ruck here now. Does it well with the left hand. Hits it forward. No one able to get underneath it. He looks spent, the old fella. How old did Lambo say he was? 30? Yeah, so been very good today. Mitchell as well been very good. Now McGill, Ben Variety, kicks check side with the right foot. Almost a free kick to PACs.
Yep.
Chris Curran, and it is. Gets up quickly, hands it to Slee. Both been very good today. Slee, I'm not sure about that kick. It's come off his shin, I think.
Kick forward. Ben McGill lurking. Hasn't been the prettiest football. There's our Phantom 40 linking up with Ben McGill. The Phantom 40 towards the hot spot. No McClay on this occasion. Off the back of the pack. Mitchell from a metre out says thank you very much. Flies like an eagle and celebrates a guaranteed now St. Peter's win. They go to 11-14-80. Prince Alfred 7-4-46. 34-point margin. And that is Mitchell's second on the day. And Jacko, we got to start talking prizes and who's going to get them.
Yeah, well, it's ebbed and flowed a little bit this game, hasn't it? PAC had their opportunity in the third quarter when they kicked 4 in a row and just couldn't quite sustain it. But game on the line at the start of the last quarter. Saints have come out and taken all before them and now lead convincingly. And for mine, well, Jock McClay is the BOG. You can send that information off to Lambo without any problems from my end there.
I'm going to give Player of the Day to Mitchell.
Okay, PAC, Perryman.
Then it's just the team man you have to
Robinson.
think about.
You've got to stay down low some. Don't come up too early when you haven't got the footy. McGill gets it back. Now they go forward courtesy of Hamish Allen. Plenty of numbers around this. Can anyone take it cleanly? They do. PAC, they run out of the back half now. Long towards Robinson. Will it stay in? It does, and very smart Robinson. That's why I call him Mitch. Just that what he's done there is beautiful. But had all the answers. Charlie Gibson. Now we'll have a boundary throw in just outside forward 50. Lockwood. Schultz be contender too. Been unlucky not to win it. McGill's been good too. Liked his game off the halfback team of the year representative last year. Oscar Clark can't get away from.
So the one award we're still working on, the Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Player Award, the one who's looked after your mates.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Toby Schultz probably there.
Okay. Looking after his fellow defenders.
Yeah. It's nice to see, couple of awards not go to mids.
You've got 11, 12, 13.
Well, that's people might think we've got a narrow view of the game, Phil, if we go that way.
But no, I don't disagree with any of that. Let me. I'll leave you to call a little bit of footy.
All right, I'll let you to sort out the awards.
We'll get the carrier pigeon and send her on her way.
So Mitchell versus Neil, been good. Mitchell, he gets that one, takes it out. What a beautiful handball. Hits it off. Oh, would have been play of the day, possibly Phil. Brad Coulson had an opportunity, just couldn't keep it quite on line, but lovely bit of ruck work by Mitchell. I bet they wish they'd played last week. Mitchell and O'Brien might have been the difference.
They might be top of the table unbeaten. As is, they'll be 3-1.
Yep.
And will be probably top 3 or 4 guaranteed.
Will Charlton has it. Kicks it over to Patrick Singleton. He's trapped on the boundary line. Looking for options inside. Lucas Schulz presents. He goes in the direction of Craig Pitt. And good defence by the Saints, courtesy of Hamish Allen.
Just the road ahead for these two teams. Prince Alfred next week head to the Chateau to play Ross Trevor, so out of one college into another. Then host Gallanunga at Park 9 and travel to Tea Tree Gully. So they want to start getting some wins on the board to stay in touch with that final 5.
Tell you what, if they lose next week, and then they got those other, was it Tea Tree Gully and Gallanunga?
Gallanunga and Tea Tree Gully, who right now are the surprise packets of the comp.
Yep. They could be staring down the barrel of a 1-6.
For St. Peter's, got a couple of last year's finalists coming up. It's our broadcast game at Catarova next week. They host the Goody Saints and then travel to play Paynham the following week.
So it's Saints who have the footy. Turning onto his right foot there, Patrick Fay. Long kick. Now it's Patrick Singleton relieves the pressure, courtesy of Hugo Kelly. Out the far side looking for Lucas Schulz. Handballs it inboard. Now I reckon that's Mackenzie Slee. He kicks it quickly into the forward line. Beautiful kick to space. Wowee. That's the sort of delivery you want from a midfielder or a defender. He's given Edward Murdoch a great opportunity here to score PAC's first for the quarter, Phil.
I reckon you're right. Let me just confirm that.
Can he keep this kick? I'm not sure it's going to have the length. It does. It's well done on the line, actually, although the umpire has said touched.
Yep.
Toby Schulz with the team thing of the day, Phil.
Well, there you go. Very well prophesied, Joko. That is Prince Alfred's first score of the final quarter. It has been all St. Peter's. I think Prince's, they
20.
put it all together for that run. As soon as Saints settled, that's your ball game.
Yeah, and it took nearly 20 minutes to do that, Phil.
Yeah. So it sits with our Phantom 40. I'm sorry, we're still not sure who that is.
Yep.
Just really didn't play well enough to get an award. We could have found out then. He'll kick it down the school wing. And their marking and their kicking contestants been pretty good today, St. Peter's. They've got some targets. We thought Saints went in a little short with Cam Giles in particular. A key out. I mean, Will Dow with the other one. I mean, there's, 20 marks between them probably. Ooh, and a big fly to break the pack from
Brett Russell.
I hope they all get up okay. Bit late in the game to be doing an injury.
Oh, but look where he did it, Phil, right in front of the ladies. He's done it well.
Always to impress.
Earned himself a free kick on the back of it and some sympathy. He'll be having a good Saturday night.
Yeah. Kick inside 50. The carrier pigeon has done their job, so we'll see. We'll see how that translated at our post presentation. So don't forget, folk, at the final siren, we will get Lambo to do his interviews, and we'll wrap up some other scores and best players before we head off. Back with Hayden Jolly for Prince Alfred.
Yeah, and he kicks it towards Lucas Schulz, who just can't take that one either. McGill, Nick Variety gets it, transfers the play out to the mystery man. Mystery inside feint, one way, that way. Comes back this way. Nice kick to the half-forward line. The player has enough time to lick his lips. Johnny Reid, lick his hands, I should say. He goes into the corridor. I'm not sure about that kick. Some of the short kicking today from both sides has been a bit ordinary at times. That's a good kick on the under pressure of the left foot, and a good defensive effort by Tommy Sumner there, up against it. In the end, might amount to anything because Saints still have an opportunity here, but finally, Prince Alfred clear, but that's gone very close.
Just in touch.
Yeah, they'll Jock Piper.
And McClay's having a bit of a stretch there. He's got the cramps.
Yeah, he's actually lying on the ground. He's going to struggle to get his seventh if he doesn't get up off the deck.
He did a pretty good job to collect that ball earlier. Just too many Princes making the tackle.
Too many Princes spoil the broth.
Pope centres the ball. And in the end, Mackenzie Slee in those orange boots takes it. He's got Larson out in a bit of space.
It's probably been PAC's best, I think, with Slee.
Yeah, he and Curran combined have been reasonable at times in defence, keeping it together. I mean, what have we got? 11 goals. Wins you some games, not all of them. It's probably the 26 scoring shots that have made. 26 scoring shots to 12 is a fair difference. Throw in. The punters are starting. There's a few vacant white chairs there now.
Princess boys have gone home, have they, Phil?
Well, there's some more.
This
the
is their
Saints
home.
area. Well, of course, that's what half-time was all about, making a home there at Park 9. They're sort of here, and of course, they would, I'm sure I speak on behalf of the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Club, that they want to thank the college for having them here today. It doesn't happen with a lot of other schools, and it makes for a fantastic occasion and a great link between the school and the old scholars.
Yeah, absolutely. I do wonder whether the first 18 boys are here today to have a look. You would hope so.
They'd be on holidays, wouldn't they?
School holidays, is it? Yeah, perhaps that's...
Or they're playing elsewhere.
Their season hasn't started yet, so that's why they can play here today,
Gotcha.
You see. Anyway, we are inside the 50 for Princes. Can they score? It's a nice push forward. But Nick McGill has been pretty solid all day, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's found a gap. At least there'll be a contest. Great pickup there. I think
Hamish
that was
Allen.
Alan Coulson. They've all been pretty dynamic today. I like the work of Brett Ross. I'm not sure I've seen him before.
Yeah, I agree. He's been good.
O'Brien, always good. Always has space, always creates and usually finds a target. Phantom 40 off the side of the Butte. Effective kick.
I think he actually meant that, Phil.
I think you're right. He needs a new helmet.
Right. Goodwood Saints up by 10 points, Phil. Back to 4 points, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Wow. Thanks to Tony.
Against Port Districts, was it?
Goodwood and Port Districts,
Yeah.
yes. There is a presentation at the end of this game.
Right.
So as well as our things, Lambo will just slot in there seamlessly, I'm sure. There's also remember that we had the cup last year?
Is it a big spoon? Is that what they presented?
No,
with?
it's a cup.
Oh, it's a cup.
It is silver, but it's not a spoon.
Okay.
Sean Jackson.
You should
I
be.
want to come back next year. I quite like this tradition. You might not get the invite.
Well, look, I love those 4 big trees over there in front of the new
Anzac Hall.
Anzac Hall, is it? Yeah, those trees are magnificent. Yep. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Who kicks that one, Phil? I missed all that.
That was your mate, Lockie de Cesare.
Lockie de Cesare's been heavily bandaged right from the start of the game. Umpires have headed towards... lost footy.
Yeah, footy's gone over the street into... I don't know whether it's units or...
Passing cars. They've gone into a passing car, Phil.
So they've actually lost a few down that end.
Right.
Today. They've had to bring in a couple, and I'm assuming they've got someone going and chasing them. Yes, someone has gone and chased it. It's all gone rather quiet.
Them picking up that footy's like you picking up a $50 note on a Saturday night. If you drop it, Phil, you just kick it and get out the way and keep moving on.
That's it. And that's what the Saints have done. This is turning out to be they're 40 points in front. Biggest lead of the day.
Hamish Allen's been good too. Liked his game. That's a good kick.
If we had a 4th prize, you'd probably get it.
Yeah, I reckon he's had 3 stats in 2 seconds there. Good mark by Pitt. I bet he wishes his brother was playing today as well. On to Larson. Nice punch out in front of Jolly. It's a good kick. Can he get it there? He can. This won't miss. You can bet your you bet your bottom dollar on that, I should say. And Harrison Jolly makes no mistake. That'll be his first for the day.
I'm very relieved. I wanted to see one piece of Hayden Jolly class finishing today, and there it was.
Yep. Well, almost thought the kick was going over his head, but he was quick enough to get there and then composed enough. And he's battled his backside off this second half in particular, but quiet to get going early. But his second half's been very good, hasn't it?
He's had to been used in defence a little bit more than he normally would have at times.
Yep, he's moved
and
around.
I reckon, and we've got the ball from the other. We've got footballs going.
Did we lose that ball as well?
Doesn't matter. We just need one, and we have it. Yes, they've recovered Jolly's kicked that one to the back of the prep school. But all balls have been recovered and haven't been harmed in the course of play.
PAC looking to finish the game off with 2 in a row, can they? This clearance is going to be super important. Nice take, gives it to the coach. Pity, long, but going back with a fly to the ball. That's a particularly good mark taken by Chris Moriarty, and he's been a rock of Gibraltar back there along with Schulz today. They've formed a very good team. Schulz kicks long towards Johnny Reid. Can he take it? He does. Where's he going? To the Pope. Why wouldn't you? If in doubt, always head to the Pope.
So, yeah. And that. There's that.
Is that the siren? Well, if you look around the ground, you can see a lot of spent St. Peter's players.
Yeah.
Right in front of us, you can see the anguish on their faces. That some boys have really run themselves ragged and ran themselves into the ground today. And in the end, the final margin was 40 points. But that probably wasn't a true reflection on the game. PAC certainly had their chances and came at them, particularly in the third quarter, but never quite bridged the gap from early in the game. In fact, not sure they ever held the lead. Maybe kicked the first of the day, did they?
I reckon they had a lead at some point in the first quarter, but certainly Saints led at every break and held Prince Alfred to just one behind. Oh, well, that can't be.
No, they kicked.
Now that's interesting because the scoreboard here, and have we waved off the scores?
Well,
yes,
we've got 52. We've got 52 on our scoreboard, so there's a goal that we've got.
Unless Jolly's goal was a behind, but no, they went back to the middle.
No, it's definitely a goal. So I think we've got it right and the scoreboard's got it wrong.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with us because there was definitely a goal to Jolly in that final quarter, and I had them at 7-4 at, I reckon it's 8-5-53. Because there was one that was touched. I said that was their first score of the final quarter, and then there was Jolly's. Okay. Oh, that's wrong. They say, okay, so they've gone to correct it. Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, final score, a little bit irrelevant unless the percentage gets really, really tight. It was the Saints, by my reckoning, by about 34 points. We're going to have... Lambo's got his three winners. He's marched them across. There'll be another presentation going on simultaneously. Lambo doesn't care. He is truly the Pied Piper of the... I mean, you tried this at Payneham. You know how difficult this is to do.
I do, yes.
He's the Pied Piper of the Adelaide Footy League.
That's why he was so good back at the nightclub in the days, Craig Lambert, because he never took no for an answer.
He could just...
just like the old Sam's nightclub days. He's managed to get it. Well done, boys. Number 11, 12 and 13. Who would believe that we're obviously not too fussy, are we? 11, 12 and 13?
Yep. So whilst the Lambo prepares there, and whilst they were all felt about exhausted initially, the realisation that, hey, we've just beaten the defending premiers and arch rivals has brought some big smiles. We'll cross to Lambo in just a sec, have a final score, and we no longer have an undefeated team in Division 1. Bottom ranked, Ross Trevor, 12-13, 85. Tea Tree Gully, 9-10, 64. 21-point win to Rocks.
What you will notice, guys, when we give the awards today, no midfielder got an award today. Fantastic to see. We've gone to the key forwards and the key defenders. So we'll be with Lambo in a second. Well, his effort in the third quarter was particularly good. Went in the ruck, I agree.
All right. I think he's got his Emporium all assembled. Let's go to Craig Lambert. All yours, Lambo.
Great win today, boys, by the St. Peter's team by 34 points. We've got three of the legends here today, and I've got a great guy next to me, Toby Schultz, known him for years. Well done, Toby. Best team here today, the Mosley Award. Congratulations, Tobes.
Thank you very much. It's been a long time since I've won here, so it's a very happy day for me.
Well done, mate. A lot disciplined game in the half-back flank, and no doubt you were calling all the shots, so great work, mate.
Yeah, try and play the quarterback role a bit and worked out pretty well today. Got the end of few, so just happy with that.
Fantastic. Play today, big Luke Mitchell, mate. You've got to stop having 25 whip pits in the morning, mate, but congratulations, mate. And you got your Powerade and Archie.
Thank you. Yeah, size 11, so I'll send them back to Singapore with the family, so if we've got an express post bag, that would be great.
I will get your size 14, is it?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Give that to your girlfriends, mate. That's fine. No, congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Play of the day.
play today? Can you remember?
Yeah, which play was it? There was
I reckon
several.
we'll give it to the last goal.
Wow.
To the last goal.
The last goal. You had a
I
lot.
had that in the top 5.
You
but
had a
that's
lot.
okay.
He wants to thank his wife and his girlfriend.
And the next door neighbour, but sorry about that. Anyway, best on ground today by an absolute mile, Jock McLean, number 12. Congratulations, mate. Just a great effort. 6 goals, mate, and you're like a bottle of red, mate. 30 years old, and you just get better every year. Congratulations, brother.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I do love a red too, coincidentally. Yeah, as Toad was saying, coming up through Saints School, it's been a long time losing to Princes here. Same at amateur league level, so to get the chockies today means a lot to the boys. Yeah, looking forward to next week already.
What's very important, we'll give you 5 seconds. Quickly put that beanie on, mate, because it's the main sponsor. Put it on.
There we go. Beautiful.
Well done, boys. Let's have a team photo, and
Thanks for coming out.
Jacko, would you like to say anything to the boys,
Yeah,
mate?
good job, boy, all 3 of you boys today. Just funny that we give it 11, 12 and 13 Guernsey numbers, but was a really easy day to pick the awards today, I've got to say. Great game from Big Jock up full forward. To see a full forward dominate like he did today was fantastic to see, and they had trouble combating him all day today. Mitch, when he went in the ruck in the third quarter, turned the game, I think. The PAC kicked 4 goals in a row, and you went into the ruck and just steadied the ship, got a reply. And Toby, sensational in the back half, as we would expect.
Toby.
Well done, boys.
Alrighty, and whilst we do all the photos and obligatory sponsor obligations, we do thank Moseley Bar and Kitchen, we thank Gatorade, we thank Archie Sandals, Dartfish for the beanie, and New Balance for the $100 voucher. Next week, more Saints, could be more players in the blue getting some prizes. We go to Cater over when they host the Goodwood Saints.
Yeah, well done to the St Peter's Footy Club, or Old Collegians I should say, today. A terrific win. Don't forget to tune into Between the Posts this week. We've got some interesting guests. So that comes out as usual on Tuesday or Wednesday night.
In the studio this week.
Thursday, does it? Oh, well, we're back.
Did you get back to the studio this week?
We're back in the studio
Awesome.
on Monday night, so no more Zoom. People were a bit concerned about.
And
I like that.
And just want to thank our matchday sponsor, the Banner Crew, Sip and Save, the Wakefield Sports Clinic, Police Credit Union, Simon Black Academy, Roller Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance, Powerade, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. And the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page is the place to keep up to date. The weekend wraps, the plays of the week, and of course, as mentioned on Thursday, Between the Posts. Jacko, any final words before we wrap it up from Prince Alfred College?
Well, a dirty day for Prince Alfred, because they would pride themselves on the fact that they're able to play at the school, the only game they get to play here all year. They would have been really looking forward to it. Look, they do a marvellous job in setting up, and let's not forget the players they had out, please. Jack Trengove and Will Dowwood, just to name 2 of the better players in the competition. Missing would have made a big difference to them today. But, hey, you can only play who you can only play. St Peter's, they go 3-1. Prince Alfred, 1-3. And, well, the reigning premiers, they've got the job in front of them.
Alrighty, thank you, Jacko. Thanks also to Lambo, our producer Alejandro, our crew, James and Liam, and Prince Alfred College for their magnificent setup here this afternoon. Earlier in the Bs, St Peter's by 10 points. We think in the A's, Saints by 34. This is Phil Herden. Thanks for watching. This has been the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.